And the movie Loft will not be seen tonight. Stay tuned next for Boston Bruins Stanley Cup playoff action.
Monday night, John Carter's 50-foot blast from the blue line gave the Bruins an early lead over the heavily favored Canadiens in Game 1 at the Montreal Forum. But Patrick Roy held the Bruins to 1 goal the rest of the way to remain unbeaten at home this year, and Montreal had a 1-zip lead in the best of 7. Stand by for Game 2 between the Bruins and the Canadiens. You are looking at the Forum in Montreal, where inside the Bruins must find a way to beat Patrick Roy or face a 2-0 deficit in the Anthems Division Finals. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Boston Bruins Stanley Cup Hockey on TV 38. I'm Walt Perkins. It was close, but no cigar for the Bruins Monday night, the story in Game 1. And while a lot of credit must go to Patrick Roy, the Bruins know they missed several scoring chances early in that game, chances they cannot afford to miss against the Montreal Canadiens. Coming up during tonight's intermissions, we will have highlights from Pittsburgh, where the Penguins and Philadelphia Flyers will be playing Game 2 of their Patrick Division Final, and we will check on the Norris and Smythe Division Finals, which got underway last night. And we'll call upon Derek Sanderson to provide his keys to the game for the Bruins, and then bring the Turk back for another edition of Ask Derek. And John Pearson will provide his expert insight during both intermissions. But right now, we are about set for Game 2 from the Forum. Here with all the play-by-play, Fred Cusick and Derek Sanderson.
Thank you, Walt. Game 2 of the series here at the Forum in Montreal, and the Boston Bruins certainly know their situation. Virtually a must-win here if they're going to win the series. And if they've been reading their press clippings, let's hope that they don't take them too seriously. If you deleted the scores in the papers and just read the other reports, you'd figure the Bruins won handily.
What I think the keys to this game are going to be, Fred, is complacency. Not to be satisfied with the defensive game that the Bruins came out and played with the Canadiens in Game 1. They were very effective. They did their jobs, checked their lanes, finished their checks. And it's something that do the same thing. It's nothing new. And if you get satisfied with that, the Montreal Canadiens are going to come out of the chute tonight. I think they're going to come out very strong in the first period. The Bruins can't have any mental lapses whatsoever. And what that does when you play that defensive type of game is you really set everything up for the power play. That becomes extremely important. The power play must function tonight. They must do something different. They can't just shoot it in and hope for the best. They must get in with possession. They got to set up in the zone, move the puck, be moving. Everybody must be moving. And that's something that they need. They need goals from the power play. And the other one is going to be the performance of Reggie Lemelin. He is going to really be the defense. He's the one. They're going to have to take the odd chance, I think, offensively. Leave Reggie alone a little bit. He certainly can swell to the task, so it's important that Lemelin has a good game as well.
And we'll have the opening face-off in just a minute.
TV 38 Sports presents the Boston Bruins in the Stanley Cup playoffs, brought to you in part by B.F. Goodrich TA Radials, athletic shoes for your car. Bay Banks, nobody does it better. By Bud Light, everything else is just a light. By your New England Dodge dealers, where the new spirit shows. By New England Telephone, we're the one for you, New England Telephone. By Orion Pictures, new smash hit, Speed Zone. And by the Massachusetts State Lottery. Have you played your number today?
All right, the teams are out, ready to go. After we have the singing of the national anthems here, and we'll have a new singer doing that. He will be Andre Ouellette. And speaking of goaltenders, Patrick Roy, of course, outstanding record here at the Forum in Montreal with 28 wins, 4 ties, no losses this season. And he simply, if he gives up a rebound, the Canadiens see to it that you don't get the rebound. I think it's a big factor.
Oh, it certainly is, Fred. The rebounds are the killers. What the Montreal defense has done, they play their position so well. They don't get tied up in front of the net. Bruins forwards in the first game went a little too deep, and then the rebounds seemed to go past them. They couldn't pounce on them. What you have to have is shake yourself loose, be a little wider away from the net. It's going to be a big thing in this game to get those rebounds, because a goaltender can't really do much once he's made the original save. If you can get good wood on the second one, it's important. You got to buzz around that net. Got to say, Keith Crowder wanted me to say hello to his son Cam tonight, who only gets to see the first period, I guess. Mom Penny sends him off to bed, so good. Hope Cam, your dad, gets a goal tonight in the first period.
And hopefully the first goal got the Bruins off to the right start. And now the national anthem.
Brian Mulroney you saw during the national anthem, Fred, the Prime Minister of Canada, attending the game tonight.
I know.
All right. Perry Fraser is going to be the referee for tonight's game. Looks very serious right into the camera. Reggie Lemelin is going to be in goal for the Bruins tonight. Trying to beat Patrick Roy, undefeated in the Forum this year. Get a chance to mention that Kevin Collins and Randy Mitten are going to be the linesmen, and there is the undefeated Patrick Roy.
Set to go on the faceoff, and deja vu, the start of the game in Pittsburgh at the Civic Arena. Going to be delayed an hour of partial power failure. Why does it happen only during playoffs?
I don't know.
On the draw for Bourque, for Wesley, and it's into the Canadian end. Roy can't block it, going for it. Crowder into Burridge in front. Sweeney missed it, and it goes to center ice. Back foot, Ray Bourque up to the line, knocked away by Green. Sweeney plays it in. And going for it, Crowder right in on Roy. And Burridge gets it again. Burridge wheels in the zone, trying to make his play. Is knocked down by Dufresne, rookie defenseman. Back up. Burridge has it behind the net, unmolested. He was off in the corner. Wheels away from Dufresne, puts it in front, and it was missed by Crowder. Went under his stick and all the way to the Boston end. Bruins with a couple of excellent chances, could not get a shot on. Back comes Bork. Snaps it in quickly, going for it. Joyce, who's out there. He was a question mark. Back to the point. It is kept in by Carpenter, and his pass up taken by Ludwig. Ludwig to Carbonneau. Carbonneau for Walter, and it's driven in back for Lemlin. Away to Joyce. Joyce out with Carpenter. A lead for Neufeld. Neufeld can't move in. Telvin does, and the play called offside.
Michael went in a little early there. Intentional offside, really.
This broadcast authorized by the Boston Bruins Hockey Club solely for the entertainment of our viewing audience. Any broadcast, rebroadcast, or the use of the accounts and descriptions of this game without the express written consent of the Boston Bruins or TV 38 is prohibited. Face-off just outside the Montreal line. Craig Janney is at center. On the left, John Carter. On the right, Cam Neely. A good start for Boston again, and they picked up the tempo they demonstrated in the first game.
Good hustle by Randy Burridge. Jumped on a couple of loose pucks. Keith Crowder created a little havoc in there, and right now on this line, you got Ryan Walter, who's been given the assignment. The only real pure goal scorer we got is Cam Neely, and his job is to shut him down. That matchup we'll watch closely.
That's with Gainey out of the lineup. And here comes Chelios for a long drive. And a right path save by Lemlin on the shot from center ice. The puck not cleared out, kept in by Walter. Can't set up Carbonneau. Janney for Neely. Now to Craig Janney, center ice. Off for Neely. Snapped in wide of Roy. Chelios is on it. Has time to maneuver out. Up the middle for Carbonneau, the play that they love to develop. Off for Walter. Walter puts it in front, and Gilchrist is checked all the way by Janney. The type of back-checking the Bruins will need. Janney stayed with him, and he could not collect the pass. Bruins clear. Ludwig intercepted by Neely inside the line. A weak shot in, and Roy covers up, knocks it off for Ludwig, and out of the zone. Michael Telvin at center ice. Away now to Janney. Janney over the line, penetrating. Cuts in front for Neely. A shot that's deflected high by Chelios. A superb setup for Boston there. And a quick shot, and Chelios just got a piece of it. Neely keeps it in for Janney. Hits it on the go. And a drive by Carter in tight. Hit the side of the net. Just off to the right of the post. And maybe on the post, as the Bruins had a couple of good chances. A long shot by Ludwig, knocked down by Lemlin. That's been the extent of the Canadiens offense, and away comes Carpenter now over the line, but Robinson beats him to the puck. Robinson collects behind the net. Janney, Neely, and Carter almost made one pay off. A one-timer by Neely was just deflected by Chelios high. Over the line now, it is Keane trying to move in, knocked away by Shoebottom. Around for Johnston, for Bork. Brickley to Carpenter. Carpenter falls down but sweeps it in as the Bruins change up. Dufresne back for Montreal. No score. Opening minutes. A beautiful hit by Crowder. Knocked Smith to the ice. Bruins trying to make it pay off. Smith back up, gets it. It's checked. The hardest hit so far is Sweeney over the line, and the play called offside.
Great hit by Crowder.
No score in the game. We're at the Forum in Montreal.
It's good positional play here by Keith Crowder. Playing very well. Working hard. Had Bobby Smith on the hook, and he just didn't let him off. We're going to get to take a look at it. Smith sees him coming. Crowder nails him. Great check. Bobby Smith got to keep his head up.
One of the best checks in the series so far. The other by Walter on Cam Neely in game one. Peterson has it. Over the line, the shot. Scores! Peterson! Wait a minute. Waved off offside.
Patrick Roy, suspect once again from outside. Very, very fortunate for the Montreal Canadiens.
Well, you can't hear the whistle, and Peterson would have been his first goal for the season, and Patrick Roy. Oh, the fans are buzzing about that one.
Let's see the offside here. Here's Peterson coming up the middle. On the right side, Michael Telvin, just a step offside.
And the same distance on the shot by John Carter last night gave the Bruins a 1-0 lead. Svoboda is out now. Gets it to Courtnall. Courtnall racked up by Peterson. The puck is kept in, though, by Richer. Richer behind the net and trying to put it in front. It is Corson, tied up behind the net by Sweeney. They battle for it. Talbot. Talbot checked by Richer. And they both go muscling in the corner. Courtnall sneaks it in front, knocked away, and penalty coming up.
Boston breaking out on a 2-on-1.
And let's see what Fraser is calling.
He's
Corson is talking to him. The Bruins had possession. What is the call?
Hope it's not a high stick.
And now moving to the penalty box. Well, Bob Sweeney over there.
Corson's bleeding with a clip over the eye.
Oh, unbelievable. Another one of those penalties.
I don't think he's kicking him out.
5 minutes and he's out of the game.
No, he's in the penalty box.
But it's automatic.
He got the 5-minute major. Bruins came out on fire.
5 minutes for boarding at 4 minutes 5 seconds.
Bob Sweeney, number 42, Corson in the corner. There's the hit.
It's not high sticking, it's the boarding.
It's a board.
It's a boarding call. Watch his head hit the dasher. That is not a high stick, it's going to be just boarding. Michael Talbot jumped on a loose puck, was gone on a 2-on-1. Very unfortunate. That penalty called facing the boards, getting hit directly from behind.
But basically, they've been calling it a 2-minute penalty.
The blood, I guess, was the 5-minute. I don't know why he gave him a 5-minute for boarding.
It has been a 2-minute penalty. It has been called this year, and legitimately so. And that is a dangerous penalty, hitting that player into the corner and on the boards. But he cracked his head on the top of the dasher. That caused the blood, not high sticking. So he is not out of the game. But it is a 5-minute major for the Montreal Canadiens.
This is an awesome break for the Canadiens.
Just what they want. Chelios, Svoboda. Work it into Smith. Shot went wide. And he was in beautiful position right in the middle and 25 feet dead center. Naslund keeps it in with Smith. Back for Naslund. Svoboda, a shot. And he went wide. A 5-minute major against Boston. Bruins fighting for it, but it's taken by Smith. Smith off in the corner, watched by Bork and Johnston. Drops it for Chelios. To Svoboda, back to Chelios, touch pass, and a shot missed by Smith. Good touch pass by Chelios to set him up, and he was open, but he missed the net on the shot. Chelios now to Svoboda, and he's just able to keep it in on a pass to Naslund. Naslund cuts back near the line, winding up. 5-minute major penalty against Bob Sweeney. Chelios a shot and a save by Lemlin. That's the first on in the 5-minute major. Smith keeps it in with Keane. Keane knocked down by Bork, but Naslund digs it free. The play has stayed in the Boston zone. Bruins can't clear it out. Peterson trying on the boards, but it's back to Svoboda. Svoboda up now for Naslund. Naslund holding. Svoboda, the shot blocked by Brickley. Johnston has it, tries to clear, can't. Chelios kept it in. Chelios across for Svoboda, in front to Keane. Keane, a shot here by Naslund. Keane set up Naslund, and a beautiful stop by Lemlin. And Smith with it. 3:30 left on the major against Sweeney. No score in the game. Interception, Johnston can't clear it again. Bruins would like a changeup of their personnel, can't get it as the Canadiens keep it in the zones. Svoboda now in the corner to Naslund. Naslund broken up by Bork. Bruins trying to clear, kept in by Svoboda. Pass in front, blocked by Bork. Goes to Smith in the corner. Of course, the Canadiens are the same personnel out there. Chelios' shot tipped by Keane. It went wide, finally controlled by Brickley, and Brickley snaps it out. 3 minutes left on the major. And the applause for the Canadiens. They kept it in the zone for 2 minutes. One great stop. Lemieux trying to move in. Gets it over the line. Kept in by Walter. Walter, pass in deep. Lemlin wraps it around. Chelios still out there. Carter after him. Walter with it. Of course, the Bruins miss Sweeney, who'd be a penalty killer. He's serving the 5-minute major. Chelios holding. Checked by Carter. Goes deep. Now back for Lemieux. The shot. Lemieux Montreal. The Bruins do not get Sweeney back.
I can't let that bother you. Unfortunate. Nice shot by Lemieux from the point. They worked it well. Get it back here to the point. Goes in. Carter's going to stay on Chelios. Problem is, nobody picks up Lemieux. He wisely stays at the point. Chelios blindly dumps it. Lemelin can't see it that far. Just a perfect pinpoint shot. Reggie just ran out of arms. On the money, Lemelin sharp. It was just a perfect shot.
Claude Lemieux gets the goal, a power play goal from Chelios. 2:29 left on the major against Bob Sweeney. 13:24 left in the first period. Brickley is out with Johnston. It is still power play for Montreal, of course. Telvin a long shot on Roy, and it's off now to Courtnall as the power play continues, and the Canadiens hope to capitalize on it. Courtnall snaps it in, races into the corner with Lemieux. Telvin trying to wrap it out along the boards. Courtnall at the point, broken up by Brickley. Brickley to Johnston. Johnston breaking with Telvin. Possible 2-on-1. Off for Telvin. He checked by Lemieux. Couldn't handle the pass. Would have broken in alone on a feed from Johnston. 1:50 left on the 5-minute major. Courtnall drives it in. Around the boards, Burridge going for it. Peterson too. Peterson gets it to Carter, and he snaps it out. A fine defensive play by Alan Peterson. And penalty here on charging. The score, 1-0 Montreal. Back at the Forum in a moment.
Mike McPhee got himself a 2-minute penalty for charging. Of the silly variety. When you're on a power play, no need to be running around out there trying to, like a bull in a china shop. So they're going to get the play even side here. And see McPhee unnecessarily there just ran into Peterson. Carter ices it. Johnny Carter wanted to congratulate some friends, Michelle and Paul McDonald, their first anniversary. Get him a goal would be nice.
Plays out to the right of Roy. Each team short a man. 12:34 left in the first period. Lemieux from Chelios, a power play goal. And Carpenter drove it in on Roy, who made the stop. And now it's taken by Svoboda to Naslin. Naslin breaks it out, and coming is Smith. Smith drops it back, picked up by Svoboda. Carries over the line. Holding. Drives, and a save by Lemelin, and he covers up. And a face-off to the right of Reggie Lemelin. And that is shot number 6 for Montreal, 2 for Boston. But the Canadiens have had the advantage of a major penalty against Bob Sweeney, which lasted over 3 minutes until the penalty on Mike McPhee.
He's Svoboda, a little turnaround. He waits. Everybody backs off him. Now they're 4 apiece. Nobody should be backing off him and allowing him this shot. He just wheels out and takes it. The situation was Bork was on green. Peterson was on his man. Svoboda, little missed assignment there. Had a forward on him. Go to the puck. Don't give Svoboda that time to move, but in a situation like that, you go down low, go after Svoboda, dumps it to the point, they get the shot. Just because they had the defenseman missing, changing assignments caused a little confusion. Big save by Lemelin.
Face off now to the right of Lemelin. Walter is out there with Carbonneau, Svoboda, and Green. Terry O'Reilly has Craig Janney and Cam Neely, Ray Bork, and Glenn Wesley. Bruins will have a short power play. The draw to Carbonneau, back to Svoboda. Clears it in, and Janney takes over. Now Ray Bork starts the rush up the middle. He is checked by Carbonneau and broken up, but Wesley comes right back. Bork hauled on Carbonneau. Wesley, a shot, save, loose puck, and it's just knocked away by Green as Janney moved in on it. And Carbonneau got upended, and that gave the opportunity to Wesley to lead a charge. And Carbonneau right back. He's broken up by Ray Bork. So they match good checkers, checking plays, and back comes Wesley again to Neely over the line. Neely into the corner, checked there by Svoboda. Janney digs it. It's kicked back at the point, kept in by Wesley. Wesley to Janney. Janney behind the net to Neely. Neely can't handle it, and Carbonneau takes over to Green, to Walter, and it's a shot in on Lemelin. In 20 seconds, Sweeney will be out, and a brief power play. About 20 seconds for Boston. Wesley's pass intercepted by Chelios, and he taps it in the Boston zone. Bruins looking at the clock, and now Telvin starts it out. Away to Wesley. In 3 seconds, 2-1, the power play in effect. But Janney is broken up, and the puck is cleared away by Ludwig. 15 seconds on this brief power play, and away comes Crowder, right wing side. Crowder trying to move it over the line and hits Skrudland, went outside. Now Bork with it for Galley. Galley wraps it in around the boards. Penalty almost up. Kept in by Bork. A shot wide of Patrick Roy. Galley fights to keep it in. That penalty is up on McPhee. Bruins trying to keep the play in. Back at the point, Galley, good play to keep it in. Fans yell it was outside the line. Burridge is down by Ludwig. Gilchrist back for it. Trying to clear it out. And now Chelios has it. Chelios breaks free, moves behind the net, is in control. Passes away to Ludwig. Ludwig broken up by Burridge, but they're able to clear the puck out. Right back comes Galley again. Over the line, checked on the play. Gilchrist gets it away to Skrudland. He breaks left wing over the line. The shot, the save, Lemlin. And Galley takes over. 1-0 Montreal, first period. 9:50 left in the first period. Back comes Carpenter. Breaks by Naslund. Over the line. Can't get the shot off. And the puck to Telvin. Telvin pokes it up the boards. Neufeld going for it with Dufresne. Carpenter in there. Trying to move it in front. Neufeld gets it. Neufeld checked all the way. Broken up by Dufresne. By Keane. Puck kept in by Joyce. Joyce hit by Robinson in the corner. And taking over now, Dufresne. Up for Naslund. Into center ice to Keane. Keane breaks free. Over the line, looks for a trailer. And drops it off for a shot here that missed the net by Bobby Smith. Back at the right point. Lemieux, the only scorer of the game. 1-0. Montreal on a power play. Good tempo to the game as Naslund breaks left wing side. Carries over the line. Still going. Gets away from Telvin. Checked on the play, gets it to Smith. Smith broken up by Joyce. Joyce trying to get it free, gets it up now to Janney. And Janney flipped it in wide of Roy. 8:44 left in the first period. Montreal guarding that 1-0 lead as they do so well. Richer breaks center ice. Individually, a long shot. It's wide of Lemlin. And Janney around the boards trying to move it out. Green blocks it, keeps it in. His pass to the corner, taken by Wesley. Wesley around on the right side. Hoggood is out for Boston. Puck to Richer. Now the pass back to Walter. Lost it to Neely. Wesley back up left wing side. A lead over the line. Janney. Janney a shot. Save Roy. Good bid on a feed from Carter. Great Janney on the left wing side. Moving to about 25 feet and driving Roy with the save. 1-0 Montreal. 8 minutes left in the first period. At center ice. Svoboda rolls it in wide. They are taking long shots on Lemlin. And, of course, Lemieux scored a power play goal on a 55-footer. Back comes Bork to clear it in. In the corner, Carter going for it. But Lemieux, who has the lone goal of the game, breaks it out into center ice to Skrudland. To Lemieux. Broken up. Back comes Carter. Center ice to Johnston. Johnston off for Carpenter. Carpenter over the line. The shot. And it's wide. Maybe a piece of it by Roy. Here's a drive by Johnston from 40 feet. Wide, bounces in front, skated off by Skrudland. Those centers get back in front. No rebounds for Boston. This drive here may be icing, but it's handled by Lemlin, so that waves it off. 7:10 left, first period. In the center ice comes Brickley. Brickley clears it in, going for it, Sweeney. Montreal leads 1-0. Lemieux, the lone scorer. It's up to Mike McPhee. Now to Smith. Drops it off for Lemieux. Lemieux broken up by Galley. Goes to center ice. Bruins are matching the tempo of Montreal. Montreal picked it up when they had the power play chance and they scored the goal. Up to that point, the Bruins had the edge in play. Galley, center ice. Over the line. On the right for Crowder. The drive. The save. Roy. Great chance, Crowder, from Galley. Beautiful chance coming on the right wing side. A blast short side. And the save. And back comes Naslund. Naslund over the line. Falls down. Loses to Telvin. Telvin to Peterson. Peterson to Sweeney. Beautiful passing. Sweeney drives it in. Great tempo to the game. Up and down it goes. And now Robinson off for Dufresne, trying to move it out. The Bruins forecheck, and Keane gets it. Can't connect. It is Sweeney at center ice. Now to Wesley. 6 minutes left. No whistles. Continuing play. And a great chance for Crowder a moment ago. Back comes Naslund over the line. Naslund ridden off by Wesley. And Telvin starts it away. Michael Telvin, center ice. Drives it in. The Bruins are changing up. And we haven't had a whistle in a long, long time. The shots are 8-4. Montreal. Their advantage going on the power play. Svoboda. Intercepted. Wheeling back. It's Neely. A shot. Save! Oh, set up Neely for a marvelous opportunity. Montreal leads 1-0 at the Forum in Montreal.
And we have Brian Mulroney, the Prime Minister of Canada, here at the game tonight, talking over some strategy, I suppose, whether it be free trade or the game.
Face-off coming up to the right.
Great opportunity Neely had there, Fred. He got it away real quick, just didn't get much on it. Roy snuck the hand out and caught it. Neely wanted to go crossbar, didn't get it there.
Boston with the best 2 chances in the last 2, Crowder and Neely. Shot in by Bork, a wrist shot, and it deflected wide. Carbonneau winding up. Belts it out of the zone, spins all the way down on Lemlin, so it's not icing. And the Bruins start from behind the net. 5:15 left in the first period. 1-0 Montreal. Gianni from Bork. Drops it off for Galley. Galley over the line. Checked by Walter. Gets away from him. Goes behind the net. Still wheels around in the zone. Still fights for it. Wheels. Still going. A backhander. And it's blocked in front. Great rush by Gary Galley. Puck in the center ice. And a breakout. Courtnall all alone. Oh, what a stop by Reggie Lemlin. He made it look easy. Great stop on Courtnall. Bruins, Gianni coming out with Carter. Back to Gianni over the line. Gianni trying to cut in. And he is broken up. He trips. Chelios. No call by Frazier. And the fans wanted one. You hear the reaction. And here comes Chelios. Chelios over the line. Moving wide to Courtnall. Shot. Deflected high and into the stands. Courtnall robbed by Lemlin. 1-0 Montreal at the Forum in Montreal. Play on. Carpenter knocks it all the way down near Roy. Taken over behind the net. Winding up is Skrudlin. And Chelios able to flip it out for Mike McPhee. McPhee to Lemieux. Lemieux checked. The puck to Telvin. Telvin clear out, but Chelios on it. Ludwig wraps it in. Taken over by Peterson. Out for Neufeld. Terry O'Reilly going with the same plan. 4 lines, 3 centers, and alternating the centers. And Neufeld deflects it in front of the net, but it bounces for Lemieux. Out to McPhee, and the Canadiens guard that 1-0 lead. A good hit by Galley. What a game he has played. He stepped right into McPhee. And Gary Galley a moment ago made a great rush. Here comes Lemieux over the line. Galley checking him and forcing the shot wide. Picked up by Wesley. Wesley up the boards, runs into Frazier, and it's snapped out by Carpenter, but into the stands on a face-off call. 3:28 left in a fast-paced first period. Montreal leads 1-0.
Shot into the crowd, but you had a...
Shots are 9 Montreal, 5 Boston, 1-0 Montreal. 3:28 left in the first period. The only goal, the 5-minute major against Bob Sweeney, and Lemieux scored from the right point. Long shot. Lemlin's handled the rest. Patrick Roy has handled everything. And if you evaluated the game Monday night, and this one, the Bruins are playing even better. Up tempo and matching Montreal all the way and carrying the play and getting some chances. Sweeney in deep, trying to get away from Smith and Dufresne. And Burridge digs it around, gets it, trying to make the play. He's hauled down on the play. Sweeney is in the corner. Now it's to Crowder. Crowder trying to make the play, trying to get somebody in front. Sweeney is hit by Robinson. Still a battle on the boards. Now to the other side, and it is not out. Kept in by Bork, but taken over by Robinson. Robinson moves it away, and Dufresne gets it out. And Dufresne taps it in the Boston end. Forechecking Richer, but Bourque can't connect with Crowder. No icing call, and the Bruins are able to get a change. 2:28 left in the first period. Naslund, long pass, is broken up by Brickley. Brickley back over the line. A flip pass. Johnston trying to move in. Now back for Wesley. Wesley's shot blocked. Great play by Naslund. Oh, marvelous. He dove and blocked that after Brickley stole the puck from Naslund to set up the opportunity. Back come the Canadiens, and they are offside. 1-0 Montreal at the Forum in Montreal.
What a great steal by Andy Brickley to set that play up. Wesley unloaded it. Naslund, who doesn't block shots, decided I better take one for the club. Big stop.
Courtnall out there against Carpenter, and Courtnall's at center ice. He had the breakaway, and Lemlin made it look easy with a great left grab, left pad, left glove grab, and it's Galley moving in deep. He has been an offensive threat. And behind the net, Galley gets it. Galley trying to put it in front. 2 Canadians there to block it ahead of Brickley. Back is Galley again. Swings it around in front. It's knocked away. It's back to Wesley. Wesley fakes, shoots, deflected wide, and Brickley can't get it. He's a native of Montreal, but did not grow up here. His father left the area when he was about, the family did, when he was about 12 or 13 years of age. And boy, he says he likes to play at the Forum. He's showing it. Johnston drives it in. 1:24 left in the first period. 1-0 Montreal. They've outshot Boston, but you've got to give the edge to the Bruins. Up-tempo game, and the Bruins are doing a superb job. Janney at center ice. Now back to Bourque. Bourque up the middle, away to Janney. Janney with Neely over the line. Janney holds, goes deep. Carbonneau after him, tried to drop it back. Walter covers Neely. They battle in the corner. Carter follows in, trying to get it, and Ludwig gets it away. Now to Carbonneau, into center ice to Walter. Walter, the long shot. That's most of the 9 shots, 10 shots by the Canadiens have been long ones. Richer keeps it in the corner, battling Bourque. Bourque grabbing it, but it's off to Walter. Walter checked by Bourque. They battle, and a lost stick by Walter. Bruins would like to capitalize on that and get the puck, but it is Richer with it. Richer, now Walter able to get his stick. Richer, stick handling, off the Carbonneau. The shot knocked wide off the skate of Peterson and cleared away by Carter. 25 seconds left in the period. 1-0 Montreal. 10-5 the shots for the Canadiens. Deceptive. Bruins have turned in a superb period again, as they did the other night, all 3. Telvin, a long shot, knocked away by Roy, and it is cleared away by Chelios to the Boston end. McPhee after Telvin. Telvin takes the hit as time runs out. That's it in the first period. Well played, up-tempo, good action, and great stop by Lemlin on Courtnall. And the Bruins had their chances among the 5 shots on. After the first period from the Forum in Montreal, the score, Montreal 1, Boston 0. Back to Walt Perkins for our first intermission.
Okay, Fred, just around the corner, the Stanley Cup scoreboard, the latest edition of Ask Derek, and John Pearson cutting a fine figure on the ice and with a telescope. The only other divisional final besides the Adams tonight is the Patrick, where the Pittsburgh Penguins are looking to take a 2-game-to-none lead over the Philadelphia Flyers, and looking, I guess, is the appropriate term, because what would we be without a power outage somewhere in the Stanley Cup? It was a year ago today that there was the outage in Montreal when the Bruins were up there, so there's an outage right now, power outage in Pittsburgh. Someone else is doing a tap dance for a change, and that game they hope to start at about a half an hour at 8:45. Pittsburgh, as we mentioned, leading that series 1-0. Meanwhile, the Smythe division, Calgary leads that series 1-0 by virtue of their overtime win last night, and that series will resume tomorrow night, as will the Norris division final between Chicago and St. Louis. The Blackhawks continue to surprise. They lead the series 1-0. They beat the Blues last night. Up next on Boston Bruins Stanley Cup Hockey on TV 38, the Turk answers your questions in Ask Derek. Stay with us. Well, you know him, you love him, and as always, you'd like to see more of him. I'm talking, of course, about John Pearson, who is with us tonight, as usual, for his analysis of the of the hockey game. But, John, before we get into your analysis of the game, a little surprise for you. Bill Maloney of Somerville was rummaging through his house one day and came up with a little something and mailed it to us with, he thought that we'd be interested to show. And I think we have it somewhere, don't we?
Must be disintegrated by
No,
now.
actually, it's about, let's see, it's 33 years old, and we'll do it later. I've just been informed through my earpiece. But anyway, highlights. First period, 1-0 Montreal. The Bruins, same intensity as they had in Game 1 Monday night.
Well, I kind of like that first period better than any period I saw Monday night, to be honest with you. I saw some great things that they're doing. Walt, the forwards are coming back. They have at least one man coming back. They're stalling Canadians down through center ice. You'll notice that the puck is being shot in a lot. The reason for that is that the forwards for the Canadians, as they come out through center ice, are actually covered, and they've got nowhere to go. So the Bruins are controlling the play through center ice and in their own end. I like that against Canadians, because what it tends to do is slow their momentum down. And when you slow Canadians' momentum down, they kind of have a feeling of standing around. They did it the other night, but in this first period, to survive that 5-minute penalty, fantastic. But what I want to show you here is something that the Canadians are hoping that the Bruins won't find a handle in front of their own net. This is Randy Burridge here, who makes the good play here, but what I want you to watch is number 39, Skrudland, and over here against the wall is number 5, Green. Now watch what Skrudland does. The Canadians have a good system here. See, Skrudland goes behind the net. Green stays in front to block the play. There's a great play by Randy Burridge. Breaks loose. Now right there, we're going to hold it. This is Keith Crowder. One of the things the Bruins have not been doing against Canadians is when they get the puck behind the net here, backing off a little in front. Derek mentioned it earlier. You'll see how close they are to the net. Watch what happens here when the puck comes out. Crowder cannot handle that quick pass. If he backed off just a little bit, would have been a little more to the point. Now right here is the only goal of the first period. Sweeney was in the penalty box for what I thought was a very unfair 2-minute minor he should have had, but not 5. But this is Carter and this is Chelios, and this is where the mistake is made on this goal. Unfortunately, the Bruins did a fantastic job, all but for here as we roll this. Carter on Chelios. Now Carter has the left corner of the box formation. Right there, we're going to hold it. You'll see right here is Carter. Lemieux is over on this side. What happens? Carter should have stopped. Let Chelios go into the corner and picked up Lemieux. But as this thing rolls through, you'll see what happens. Chelios makes a nice little behind-the-back pass to Lemieux, who he knows is down there. He also knows that Carter, the wingman, is deep in the corner, and he blasted into the far corner. We're going to show you that from the high angle, which will give you a very strong evidence of what we're talking about. Now, right here, this is Chelios and Carter. Here's Lemieux. Now, right at this point, Carter should have turned and let this guy go because Peterson has this corner blocked off. If he goes up here, let him go. That's stalling the power play down. As we roll this through, you'll see Carter chasing Chelios. That's a no-no. Should have stayed out there on the drive by Lemieux. He might have intercepted. He might have blocked him. Now, watch this. As we roll this through, you're going to notice Chelios, the backhand pass. And as Lemieux gets it, you're going to see how fortunate the Canadians really are. Walter and Telvin standing right in front. He has no room. Now, would you believe it? The puck ends up in the top corner. Watch as the play rolls. Telvin and Walter clear out, and the puck just goes by that right skate of Telvin, Michael Telvin, and into the goal. And I'll tell you, a tough period for the Bruins because they played so very well, Walt.
And that was the first time in 2 years between these two in the playoffs that someone has scored a power play goal.
You got it.
They'd been zipped for whatever, I think about 37. All right, thank you very much, John. And got you out here a little early. We're going to take a break. When we come back, ask Derek from the forum. Stay with us. Time again for one of the more popular segments of Bruins hockey on TV 38. Ask Derek, where you, the fan, have a chance to find out what Mr. Sanderson's thoughts are on a variety of topics, mostly hockey, hopefully. Joining us from the forum in Montreal is the man himself. Turk, thanks for joining us. Our first question tonight comes from Jack Podolsky of West Bridgewater.
Okay, well.
Hey, Derek, when a player gets injured and he needs medical attention, where does he go? We all want to know this question.
It's mandatory, right? They have a medical facility, like a little operating room. If it stitches, you get stitched up right away. Unfortunately, on the road, it's usually, of course, it's going to be near the opposing team's dressing room. It's uncomfortable when you're getting stitched in their dressing room, but the medical facilities in the league are excellent. They have the best surgeons and doctors available. Clint Malarchuk's a perfect example.
All right, Derek, question number 2 is from Keith Young of Cambridge.
Okay.
Hey, Derek, do NHL players have incentive clauses? If they do, does it affect their play at the end of the year?
Hey, all athletes have incentive clauses, Keith. And I think it does. I think you'll find a lot of the guys really put some great years together in that last year of the contract before they signed the big 2, 3, 4-year contract after that. It does in some instances. Most general managers and the Bruins organization, they like to give team incentive rather than individual goals and assists. I think it's better if the player gets team bonuses.
All right, Derek, question number 3 is from Steve Woodrow of Drake It, and he's going to test your memory.
Oh, my memory? Wow, okay, that could be trouble.
Derek, do you remember the first goal you scored as a Bruin?
I'll tell you, I was under an unusual set of circumstances. I was rooming with Eddie Westphal, and we were playing in New York in the old Madison Square Garden, and we missed a wake-up call and ran over to the building. We were late, missed warm-up, got out there. Harry Sinden grabbed me before I went out, and he said, "You better play the game of your life." I was lucky enough to get my first goal, and my second one that same night in the second period, so I kind of got off the hook for that.
It's hard to forget that first one, isn't it, Derek?
Yeah.
Question number 4 comes from Suzanne Anderson of Beverly.
Derek, I know you're a great face-off man, and I want to know how you think Bobby Carpenter's style compares to yours.
But did my father put you up to that? No, I studied face-offs all my life, and I really took a keen interest in it. Bobby Carpenter is probably one of the best around the league today. He has a great pair of hands. He tries many and very different things. He loses them intentionally sometimes to throw off the opposing centerman when the face-off doesn't count. His hand stands him in good stead. He thinks he's strong. He can win it on his forehand, backhand, or through his feet. Bobby Carpenter, if he had healthy hands, you'd be seeing him doing that a lot now. But with the jammed wrist and the broken thumb, it's a little more difficult, but he's still winning more than his share.
All right, Derek, we've got 20 minutes down and still 40 to go. 1-0, and we're going to check in with you in the second intermission to see if the Bruins are holding to your keys of the game. But right now, we are about set for second period action. So let's go back to the forum once again. Fred Cusick and Derek Sanderson.
Okay, well.
Set for the face-off. Bob Sweeney is talking to Kerry Fraser about that 5-minute major, but it's in the book. It's the option of the official to make it a major. But all season long, we've seen it called a minor, but we haven't seen a player cut.
We haven't seen the blood, and he was bleeding rather profusely.
And that did it. And the Bruins, another excellent period as they roll it in now. Crowder. Back for Green, checked by Burridge, right on top of him. Burridge knocked down. Sweeney fights for it. Moves it around the other side and back for it. McPhee. Svoboda. Green. Lemieux. And they clear it out. And it's collected by Skrudland. He breaks with McPhee. 2-on-2 for McPhee. Checked all the way by Sweeney. Good back checking by Boston. That's twice in key situations. And here comes Burridge breaking by one man in the center ice. Looking for Bourque. Bourque over the line with Crowder. Drives. It's blocked and goes for the Canadiens. Out comes Skrudland. 3-on-2. Looked like it might be offside. No, keeps it in with Svoboda. Puts it across to Lemieux. Lemieux, tough angle shot, save short side. Lemieux the rebound, great save, Lemlin. The Bruins fail to pick up the rebound, and Lemieux's second shot was a real tester from 25 feet, and Lemlin made a great stop. 2 in a row on Claude Lemieux. 1 minute played, and it is 1-0 Montreal.
Right here, Lemieux just drifts into Lemlin. Very heads-up play was made. You're not going to get to see the player on the screen. At the time, Andy Burridge anticipated missing the net. He had his point man covered. He can't do much down low. I mean, there's bodies around there for that job. Lemieux misses the net, Burridge would have been gone. But Lemieux wisely put it on the net. Bruins got to get on the rebounds like the Canadiens do.
No rebounds for Boston. One of the great talents of the Montreal Canadiens defense and forwards who are back there. Talbot starts to work it out now with Wesley in the center ice for Neely. Over the line to Gianni, right wing side. Fires. It's blocked by Ludwig. Knocked away behind the net. Fought for Neely trying to get it, but Carbonneau breaks it out. Carbonneau's pass is stopped by Wesley at center ice. The loose puck picked up by Brent Gilchrist. Now to Carpenter, right wing side and relatively open. Shot and a save by Reggie Lemlin. With the score, 1-0 Montreal. Back in a moment. And a good tempo by the Boston Bruins, no question about that. Shane Corson on the bench for Montreal. Face off in the Boston zone. It's back to Chelios. Ludwig. Shot and a save by Lemlin again. The glove is very, very active.
That shot was a kind of a change of pace. He kind of just wristed it in there. Ludwig didn't get the big blaster out of it. That was more of a pass, hoping for something to happen in front of the net. Lemlin wisely focused on the puck, stayed with it. Of course, there are 7 stitches over the eye there, which constituted the major penalty.
To Bob Sweeney, and that's when Lemieux scored. And it is Lemlin kicking out another one. Now the Bruins trying to come out, and Carpenter gets it away to Galley, who was a standout in the first period. And just too late, the Bruins offside. Joyce on the right wing side, and I'd say best player Bruins first period. They all played very well. Gary Galley.
Gary Galley, without a doubt. What he did, he had Bobby Carpenter flying on the left side. Bobby had the stride going. You really can't give it up. You can't delay at the blue line. Oftentimes, if you get it, you know, if Galley had given it to him, he would have been in perfect stride. But if he delays, Galley then, you know, just ends up giving the puck away. A timed play. That has to click.
In the second period, 4 shots Montreal, 0 for Boston, and the shots are now 14-5. And the Bruins badly in need to create some offense. One of the other factors, they really haven't had a power play, one of about 20 seconds overall. When they do get a power play, the Bruins have to keep the up-tempo that they've demonstrated at even strength.
Exactly, Fred. The intensity has to be there. You can't sit and stand still and move the puck around. That allows the penalty-killing unit of Montreal, when the occasion arises, to just sit there and let you pass on the outside. You got to move somebody into the middle of the box, break that box up, get those forwards that are on the points and shutting them off, moving around. And once you get that box broken, then all sorts of hell breaks loose, and you can really get things accomplished out there.
Problem with the ice conditions, slowing down the tempo of this game, which has been marvelous, even a faster pace than the first game, which moved along very, very quickly. Pat Burns behind the Montreal bench. And you're talking about the Bruins. Off-day stories were about Gary Galley having grown up until he was about 12 or 13 years of age in South Montreal. But the big statement from Galley was, I love to play at the Montreal Forum, and he is showing it.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. He's flying tonight. He's been playing better every game. He's really got his confidence. He's handling the puck well, skating well. He's not giving up with the puck. He always could handle the puck. He had offensive skills going for him. That's why Sinden went and got him. But the thing is, what impressed me is Galley's defensive play, Fred.
Carpenter out with Joyce and Neufeld. The draw to the Canadiens. Chelios, he's on with Ludwig. Carpenter forechecking. Trying to get away from Ludwig and move on Chelios. Chelios gets it to Smith. Smith works it out. Big stride, center ice, over the line, and offside. So he was forced wide as the Bruins defensed him well, and he is quite a rusher.
Galley picked him up and nailed him for his trouble. A little bit offside. Glenn Wesley talking to him before the game. Wants to say hello to his mom and dad, John and Stella, and Ted and Diane Howarth out in Red Deer, Alberta, watching the game.
Carpenter against Smith. Alvin and Peterson, the Boston defense. Shoebottom had one shift. Hogwood had one shift, and that's been it. And back comes Joyce. Good feed. He's over the line. He's trying to move in. Forced wide by Chelios. Chased around the boards. They fight for it. Off to the left. And it is bouncing to Chelios. And Chelios out to Keane. Again, that long shot. Most of the Canadiens, half their shots have been from well outside. And the goal was scored from 55 feet. A steal now inside the line by Keane. Hauled down, but the puck kept in. A shot by Naslund. A save by Lemlin. And the Bruins back on their heels at the start of this second period. Need to crank up the tempo. Peterson looking for Telvin. Doesn't work at all. And Ludwig has it. Losing now to Neufeld. Neufeld loses to Chelios. And Smith works it over the line. Smith for Naslund. The slap shot knocked away by Neufeld. Neufeld clears it out. The play is
high stick.
Called for a high stick and a face-off anyway. And it is 1-0 Montreal. That goal in the first period by Claude Lemieux on a power play while Bob Sweeney was serving his major from Chelios and Walter at 6:36. But the Bruins looking at shots on, and they haven't disturbed Patrick Roy in the first 3 minutes of the second period. Need to get that tempo going that they demonstrated in the first period. Courtnall is playing at center in this game.
And Patrick Roy, get those shots on him. A couple went wide, one he missed with his glove. The Peterson goal that went in from the blue line.
And the draw to Ray Bourque. Bourque to Wesley. Wesley, the clear, going to be icing. Maybe. No, Bruins get in. Great play, Johnston. But now it is Richer picking up the loose puck and breaking out and trapping a couple of Bruins. Richer back. The long shot misses by a wide margin. Courtnall able to slap it up the corner. Fought for there. And it is Corson tying up Sweeney. Courtnall gets it. Courtnall pops it in, misses the net to the right of Lemlin. But the Canadiens are forechecking the Bruins, and Richer breaks up Burridge. Now Richer falls down. He spills Burridge on the way down. And it is Burridge back up battling for it. Now it goes to Johnston. Johnston starts it away. A lead pass for Brickley too far. Broken up by Robinson. Right back come the Canadiens, and they are dominating the second period. Richer, Corson in deep, trying to put it in front. Does. Backhander blocked and knocked away. Taken up by Svoboda. Checked all the way in deep, but the Bruins back on the heels and in their zone. Trying to get a breakout and get an attack going. Neely works it free. Penalty coming up on Montreal. Lemlin heads for the bench. Puck driven in wide. Going for it. Neely. And icing is called, but the penalty is on Montreal. The face-off at center ice. Canadiens lead 1-0. Back in a moment.
You're going to get to see this power play for the first time tonight. This is a power play that must click tonight. You're going to play that defensive game. Shane Corson in the penalty box for slashing. There he is there. Taking out Ray Bourque. There's the slash on Bourque around the ankles. Neely picks up the loose puck. And you want to play that containment game that the Bruins have played so well. Force the Canadiens to it. The big pressure on them was they were insulted that they only had 15 shots the first game, so they're taking them from all over the building.
Janney is out with Neely and Carter. Hoggood and Galley are the point men, and Hoggood starts it away. A power play for Boston. They must crank it up against Rock. Driven in hard by Hoggood. Going for it. Neely hit by Walter. Janney there. All three forwards are over there. And Janney got it free. Carter holding. Now in the corner. Waiting to Janney. Janney back to Hoggood. Off for Janney. Hoggood. Hoggood way up to Galley. Galley puts it in front. Nobody can collect. It's Janney again off on the right side, watched by Walter. Got to get some movement here. Off for Hoggood into Galley, who's way in. He puts it in front. Blocked by Roy. A real threat there. As Galley, they move Hoggood as the lone point man, and they're moving Galley up into the corner, and he is open, and he fed in front, but Roy able to tie it up.
I like to think that was a design change, having a very moving Gary Gears. Nearly cut for rather severely. No penalty. Missed that call on Carbonneau. So Cam got all upset about. Frazier knows it.
Well, how did he get cut?
Carbonneau, high stick in front of the net.
Oh, unbelievable that there isn't a call there for that. But it must have been some other incident.
Well,
let's look at Neely. Neely slashing at Chelios. Neely.
He still hasn't been hit with the stick yet. There's
there it is.
Carbonneau,
you were right with that
forearm
left
shiver.
Forearm shiver, and no call, and he was cut.
And I can't see, that's the referee and the inconsistency that rattles me.
Janney is out there with Burridge and Crowder. 1:17 left on the power play. I mean, he had to be, he wouldn't be cut by the glove.
No, he got the shots of stick in the head. It's something that happens very quick. Harry Frazier was standing right there.
It would have been a two-man advantage for Boston. Wesley with it. Wesley to Bourque. Bourque misses on his shot. Burridge keeps it in. Bork at the right point, watched by Walter for Wesley. Wesley moves in, tries to put it in front, it deflects away. Power play Boston, they trail 1-0. Lemieux has a power play goal. It's back to Bork. Bork, a wrist shot. Block, loose, and they can't get it.
Oh.
Able to tie it up.
Quick with the whistle. It was loose. Kerry Fraser. That puck was loose in the crease. Another unfortunate break.
52 seconds left on the Boston power play. Not a bad one, but that turns out to be the first shot.
Here you're going to see, there's the shot come in. Now this puck is loose. It's going to squirt underneath Roy, come out the back side. There it is. And now Kerry Fraser, now he blows the whistle.
Well, he's on the other side and blocked by Roy. And when he loses sight of the puck, blows the whistle. It's back to Bork. Bork to Wesley. To Bork. This shot blocked by Ludwig goes wide. Janney with it in the corner. Power play Boston. Back to Bork again. Bork going for wrist shots, and this one was blocked. Janney again. Now to Bork again. Bork to Wesley, who moves up from the left point. Wheel shoots. Blocked by Chelios.
Craig Janney, Fred, cannot stand on the far side of the building. When he's in there like that, Wesley's got the puck. He's got to move. He's got to go in front of the net.
Bork wheels it in. 20 seconds on the power play. Roy blocks it to Ludwig. Around the board, stopped by Bork again. Right point. Pass up. And Burridge fighting for it. Chelios. Janney. Crowder. The jam on the boards, and out of it comes Carbonneau to McPhee and safely to center ice. And the penalty is up. It's back to Chelios. The Bruins will long wonder why a major penalty was not called on Guy Carbonneau, or at least a minor penalty for an elbow hit on Cam Neely.
Not likely to make the Canadiens 2 men short very often in this building.
Around the boards it goes to Neufeld. He's checked. In the corner, McPhee fighting for it. Broken up by Bork. Sweeney and Neufeld both went down, but they're both back up and rushing now, picking up Joyce. And it's Sweeney over the line. The shot, the save, Roy. Good hard drive by Bob Sweeney on the right wing side. About 40 feet out on the right wing. Robinson back now. Lead over the line for Skrudland. Pops it in deep. 1-0 Montreal. Second period. 12:47 left. Bruins not a bad power play going. Sweeney trying to come out. He's broken up by Naslund. Smith, Lemieux. Again, that left glove of Lemlin has been sharp. He grabbed the shot by Lemieux. Bruins break it out. Neufeld crisscrossing and is broken up by Svoboda. And back come the Canadiens. Keane to Smith. Smith in deep for Keane. Hit by Telvin. Carpenter digs it free. Carpenter starts it back. Up the middle for Boston has Johnston with him. Off for Johnston over the line. Back for Carpenter. He's in. Drops it for Joyce. Doesn't work. Carpenter gets it again. Can't set a play. It bounces to Keane. 2-on-1 with Naslund. Galley trying to get the play. And back comes Johnston to help out. But it's away now for Green. Green broken up by Shoebottom. The puck kept in by Smith. Smith pops it back to Naslund at the point. Naslund back in the corner for Smith. And it's knocked away by Galley. One extra pass by Bobby Carpenter looking for Joyce. Didn't work. The Bruins had a marvelous chance led by Carpenter, and Johnston down into the Montreal zone. Did not pay off. 1-0 Montreal. Canadiens outplaying the Bruins in the second period. Carter looking for the handle to it. Gets it. Carter to Shoebottom. Shoebottom's pass goes right to Svoboda, and Walter flips it back in. Shoebottom back for it. He's on with Galley. Shoebottom up for Janney. Janney to Carter over the line. Back for Janney. Janney for Neely. He couldn't cut in front and redirect it. And it stayed wide. And back comes Chelios to Gilchrist into center ice. 9 minutes played in this period. The Bruins have 3 shots. The Canadiens 7. Back for Gilchrist. Floats in. Lemlin kicks it away. Beautiful stand-up save. And he kicked it right to Galley. Galley hits Carter on the left wing. Carter wing to wing looking for Neely, but it is covered by Ludwig. Only goal Lemieux on a power play. Gilchrist out to Walter. Walter drives it in. It's taken over by Glenn Wesley. Wesley is on with Bork. Bork center ice. Connects with Carter. Carter changing up. And Sweeney into forecheck. Dufresne around for Chelios. Chelios pops it out safely in the Boston zone. Courtnall after Bork. Bork able to clear it out. Burridge back. Burridge on the right. Over the line now comes Crowder. Crowder broke it up in front. And away comes Dufresne to Courtnall with Richer. The shot. And it's the pop by Loveland. Again, that glove. He has made a hatful of them. 19 shots in all. Montreal leads 1-0 at the Forum in Montreal.
Big save by Reggie Lemelin right there. He was one of the keys to this game. He certainly has come out big. Here's a blast by Courtnall. He gets good wood on this. Gets deflected. Reggie picks it up. Said, I think I got it. I felt it hit my glove.
Never look behind.
No, look in front. Never look behind. No one knows in the building whether you intended to stop it or not. If you look behind and you find it, it's there anyway. Fans turn on to the Red Sox baseball.
Here's Carpenter over the line. And can't connect with Johnston. Johnston had to hold up to stay on side. Peterson moving in, trying to contain it. It's knocked out. Backward comes Johnston. Johnston leaving it for Brickley. Brickley on the right wing for Telvin. Telvin flips it in. Rolls right to Roy. Taken over by Robinson for Dufresne. And they clear it out. Back to cover it, Gary Galley. He's on with Peterson now. Trying to cut away. He's checked on the play, and it's offside. And Galley jams with Corson.
That should
be
a
little bit of fisticuffs.
That should be a roughing call. Gary Frazier, I don't think is going to call anything.
9:31 left here in the second period. And it is 1-0 Montreal.
Now I can do this Red Sox promo. Fans turn to Red Sox baseball live from Fenway Park as the Red Sox take on the Kansas City Royals. The action comes your way Friday at 7:30, Sunday at 1. The game is on TV 38.
You read that with feeling? We'll be back in a moment.
Okay.
Face-off coming up outside the Boston line. Montreal outshot Boston 10-5 in the first period, but the Bruins more than matched them, played them very even. But here in this second, the shots are 9-4 Montreal, and Montreal has the edge. Here's Joyce coming on a threat now with Janney. Joyce holds it behind the net, wheels it back to the point, and it's fed in now for Neufeld. His backhander is wide. Galley made that play from the point. Galley stays up, checking the play, and Janney steals it in traffic. Janney for Neufeld. Score! Neufeld set up by Janney. And the Bruins tie it at 1.
Might have gone off Bobby Joyce, but what a great play by Gary Galley. Keep it in at the point. Janney jumps on the loose puck, gets it across the lane. Ray Neufeld, who's kind of, his body was already going away. He reached back for it, snaps it off. Might have hit Bobby Joyce standing on the side of the net. There's Janney, waits, tucks it, slides it to Neufeld, who snaps off the shot. Won't know until it's announced.
It could have been Joyce. At any rate, Janney set up Neufeld, and he whipped it away to tie the game. It is 1-1, 9:04 left in the second period, and Ray Neufeld, his third series goal, he has been an opportunist.
He certainly has. Got the quick shot. He always had the shot. Big, strong. Playing well. Terry O'Reilly loves his aggressiveness.
And it's driven in by Chelios. Back for it is Hogwood. 1-1 the score. Greg Hogwood is only his third shift out there. Janney breaks the clear in. Chelios with Carter right on him. Ooh, takes his stick in the face. There is no whistle. And he held his face for a long time. Looked like it might go against Carter. But play continues and no call. And he's yelling at Frazier. For the Bruins, Hogwood controls it. Boy, the players now react. The hand goes up to the face quickly.
They act like they got shot.
Dramatic. And the Bruins break it out. Janney into center ice. He helps set up the goal. Janney works it free. Fires. Deflected wide by Chelios. And fought for in deep. 1-1 the score. The Bruins tie it up. Neufeld the score at 10:56. And around the boards in the Canadian end, it is Chelios working it out. Chelios allowed to really penetrate, fly over the line, fell down, hit by Peterson, back up. They fight for it in the corner. And it goes to Walter. Walter in the corner. Can't connect with Gilchrist. Crowder breaks it out. Sweeney breaking. Hitter is 2-on-1. Sweeney over the line with Telvin moving for the drive by Burridge. And down to the ice goes Gilchrist. He is hurt. Back comes Chelios. Gilchrist down on the ice still. Here's Chelios trying to move in. Broken up. It is Carbonneau popping it in front. Gilchrist heads off. Bruins had a marvelous chance. Burridge shot blocked by Gilchrist. Back comes Burridge again. 1-1 the score. Crowder for Sweeney. Overskates it. Naslund. Pass away. Stopped by Galley at center ice. Now to Bork. And Galley has seen plenty of ice time. And he played an outstanding first period and the game so far. 7 minutes left in the second period. 1-1 the score. Smith starts it away. Smith trying to go it alone. With the big reach, he clears it into Naslund. Naslund back for Svoboda. Svoboda clears it on the boards. Bruins fight for it there. Smith able to get it. Smith trying to put it in front, knocked away by Neufeld. It is Naslund in front. Save Lemlin. Pop wide. Smith with it behind the net. Pressure all Montreal. Keane hit on the boards by Ray Bork hard. Neufeld trying to clear it out. And he does up the boards to the Montreal end. Carpenter in pursuit of Svoboda. Rocks him up in the corner. Fights for it. But Robinson digs it free. A long pass will be icing. The signal from Lemlin. The touch by Wesley. And the face-off. Montreal won. Boston won at the Forum in Montreal.
For taking charge, for taking pride, for showing what you got inside, for taking time, for staying true, for stepping in, for coming through. This buzz for you.
Beechwood aged for the taste so crisp and clean, so refreshing. It's the king of beers.
This bud's for you.
Ray Neufeld snapped the shot off that he got the pass from Janney. He's parked right where he's supposed to be. Janney lays it to Neufeld. No one at this point. Patrick Roy trying to peek. Doesn't know which way to go. Goes off his leg. And we have it. 1-1 game. 6:14 remaining in the second period here at the Forum in Montreal.
Face off to the left of Roy.
That sound good?
Oh, yeah. 20-10 the shots for the Canadiens, and it's Carter back for Hogwood. Wrist shot blocked. Hogwood trying to contain it. Can't. Out comes Richer. Wesley back and Neely covering the trailer. Richer. Oh, he got the shot off, but it went wide. Wesley forced him wide. It comes back for Richer. Blocked. Carbonneau the follow-up. A marvelous save by Lemlin. Came out and cut down the angle. And the puck goes to center ice. Bruins kind of standing around as the Canadiens carry the play in a 1-1 game now. Bob Joyce, the goal for Boston. Neely fighting for it. Almost picked it off in front. Richer knocked it away. Out comes Svoboda. He lost it to Hogwood. Away now for Bork. Bork to Janney, who tipped it in wide. The goal, Joyce from Neufeld and Janney. Janney forechecking, but Richer gets it away. Now to Guy Carbonneau. Breaks with Walter. Carbonneau trying to go it alone, but the follow-up for Walter. The shot, beautiful stand-up save. Left pad by Reggie Lemlin. He's made a half a dozen in this period. Bruins, Johnston breaks it out. Johnston over the line. Fires, and it misses the net. Long rebound, Brickley. His shot off the side of the net. Johnston with it. Johnston trying to hit Brickley. Brickley is covered. And Courtnall gets it away now to Skrudland. Off for Courtnall. Broken up by Ray Bork at the Boston defense. Courtnall gets it again. Broken up by Bork. Bork taps it out. Brickley trying to break with it. Trying to get a handle. And look for Carpenter. Carpenter over the line. Battling for it. Nobody can get a handle to it until Skrudland does. Now to Ludwig and into center ice. The back checking of Carpenter broke up the pass. And Bork trying to clear it out. Stopped by Corson. Corson moves it in. And here's Courtnall in. Blocked by Lemlin again. The story is Reggie Lemlin as they fired 23 at him. Beaten only once on a power play. And it is 1-1 at the Forum in Montreal.
What a save by Reggie Lemlin. Ray Bork a little casual here. Tried to get it up in the air and he fanned on it. In the corner it goes to Skrudland. Now Skrudland waits up to Courtnall. Courtnall coming in. He wanted to go wide. Lemlin just said, oh, no, you don't. Smothered the puck. Big save that was. Hey, Bork. Got a sore foot. He's playing with a sore foot.
It shows. Face-off now to the left of Lemlin. He is not on his game, and the Bruins need Ray Bork in this one. The Bruins are back on their heels, though. They've got to create that tempo they had over the first 4 periods of this series. Right through period number 1, but in the second, it has been Montreal, but the Bruins came back to tie it up as Janney and Neufeld set up Joyce for a deflected shot to beat Patrick Roy. The shots stand 22-10 for Montreal. So Montreal's had 12, and about 6 of them really labeled against Reggie Lemlin in the second period.
Bobby Smith feels pretty confident he can get this drought of Chelios.
Sweeney and Smith back to Chelios. Over to Ludwig, the shot, and it's wide. Kelvin trying to fire it out, does. Wave off icing, ruling that Ludwig could have reached it. Chelios up to Smith. Smith to Lemieux, barreling. Up the middle, lets it go. Easy save for Lemlin. The backhander now rolls in front and is cleared away. And down on the ice is Lemieux, and he's holding his face. They all go down, and everybody is a hooking call.
Gonna get the hooking call.
And a power play for Montreal. And what are they going to do about that 5-minute
I don't know, but
major?
now he's going over to see if he's bleeding.
Frazier looked at him.
Trying to find
now
blood.
He's going over. Telvin, I think he's going to call the 5, would you believe? Hook.
2 minutes is all he's going to give him. Rod Lemieux can't find any blood in his system.
1-1 the score back in a moment.
What they've got to do with that call, Fred, is Bobby Orr mentioned it when he was on the broadcast with it. So he would take his chances with the 2 linesmen and the referee if it's a vicious attack. Right there is just a hook around. Now Lemieux acts like somebody hit him with an axe.
Well, it's a power play for Montreal. They have a power play goal, and Bork takes over now. Trying to wrap it out, stopped by Naslund. Naslund checked by Bork. Bork gets it and clears it with help from Andy Brickley. 1-1 the score, 3:32 left in the second period. And the Canadiens have outshot Boston 22-10, and now they have a power play. Actually, their second of the game. Chelios wraps it in. Keane going for it. Smith, Naslund, all 3 forwards over there, and Naslund comes up with it. And Chelios, the shot missed the net. Peterson trying to clear it out. Does by Naslund. Naslund winding up. He is checked by Brickley. Brickley takes the puck away from him. That's the second time in the game he's done that. And Brickley sweeps it in. A minute left on the power play. A long pass is taken over by Wesley, chased by Keane. Galley is on as a penalty killer with Wesley, and Wesley picks the opening and fires it down. 2:44 left in the second period. 1-1 the score. 45 seconds left on the Canadiens' power play. Robinson for Lemieux. Lemieux pokes it in deep. Corson banging in. And Lemieux checked by Wesley. Breaks away from Wesley. Kicks it away. Lost his stick, I believe, and Svoboda with it. Lemieux back to collect the stick. Galley breaks it up. Galley flips it away around the boards. Bruins Sweeney going for it. He's hit by Chelios. Play on the perimeter, and Boston able to clear it out. 15 seconds left on the power play for Montreal. 1-1 the score, and Chelios starts it back. A lead too far, taken over by Wesley. Wesley to Burridge. Burridge can't clear it out. And it's kept in for Corson. Corson a shot. Save by Lemlin. A beauty. The clear out. And Telvin out of the box, and Burridge couldn't hit him. Through an aerial pass. Had it been flat, might have been a partial breakaway there. And in the second period, 1-1. Now Walt Perkins, preview of our second intermission.
Okay, Fred, during tonight's second intermission, we will return to the forum and check in with Derek Sanderson once again to get Derek's keys to the game to see how well the Bruins are matching up to those keys to the game, plus an update on the Stanley Cup scoreboard. Pittsburgh and Philadelphia finally underway at the Civic Arena in Pittsburgh. And again, John Pearson with the second period analysis. Now back to the forum. Once again, here's Fred and Derek.
Okay, Walt, and this has been the worst period of the 5 the Bruins have played, and they've scored the only goal of the period. Such are the fortunes of war.
This is true. What counts is what goes in the net, Fred. They don't ask you how, they ask you how many.
Now, Montreal paid off on 15 shots the other night. Now, Boston at full strength. Canadiens keep it in, 1-1, 1:37 left. They flip it in front, picked off casually by Lemlin with Gilchrist right there. And Reggie has had that left glove operating as well as we've ever seen it. The Canadiens with 24 shots, Boston with 10, but good penalty killing by Boston in that Telvin penalty.
Very, very good penalty killing. What they did is Andy Brickley, he positioned himself so wisely on 2 occasions, come up with the puck, then at center ice. One thing that impresses me about Brickley, he doesn't get mesmerized by puck handling and all these little moves. He waits, stays with the puck. You got to come by me eventually. He plays the puck very well, a lot like Craig Janney.
Well, that was on Naslund twice. He's broke it up Naslund, and Naslin's one of the best stick handlers in the league. And Skrudland on the faceoff with Richer looking for the draw. Carpenter will take the faceoff. 1:34 left in the second period. 1-1 the score. Joyce for Boston. It's back to Green. The shot is wide. McPhee breaking, tried to redirect it right near the net. And the Bruins cannot allow that, but McPhee couldn't handle it. And back comes McPhee over the line. Moving in for a backhander that misses the net. The rebound is Neufeld. Neufeld and Richer in the corner. McPhee in the corner now. And Bork broke him up. Around for Joyce. Joyce trying to move it out. He's checked on the play on the boards. Now he breaks it out. Joyce coming, trying to beat Green. Out wide. Now drops it back, but right on the stick of McPhee. The Bruins were changing up. Nobody there to collect. And back comes Skrudland on a good break. Drops it for Richer. Richer's shot missed. The long rebound all the way to center ice. 50 seconds left. The Canadiens with a decided edge in this second period, but the game is tied at 1. Neely breaks it up, but hands it to Walter inadvertently. And the puck floats back now off Walter to Telvin. Taken over by Wesley, who starts it out. Wesley now moving it for Carter, and a wicked hit. Walter on Wesley. I tell you, it matched the one he put on Neely. And 25 seconds left. Gilchrist breaks on Wesley. Tries a pass to nowhere. And the Bruins have a breakout here. Janney coming with Neely. Janney over the line. Cuts. Shoots. Save. Roy. Beautiful rush by Craig Janney. And he drilled one on Patrick Roy. He had plenty on that one as the Bruins posed a threat.
Steamed that one. Cam Neely right there, too, for the rebound. Just happened to get him upper midsection. Softness of the sweater and the gloves and the hands controlled it all. An excellent smother by Patrick Roy.
And the way Janney maneuvered out of traffic with Neely breaking with him on the right to get clear and get a hard shot away. It was Janney who set up Neufeld, whose shot deflected off Joyce for the Boston score. Lemieux scored in the first period. Looking at John Carter. He was looking for a rebound, and he got wrecked trying to move in. But Ryan Walter has thrown the body checks of the series. Neely in game 1 and Wesley just a minute ago. And the faceoff now to the left of Roy. 14 seconds left in the second period. 1-1 the score. Janney, Neely, Burridge with Galley and Bork. Walter and Janney on the draw. 1 for the Canadiens. Carbonell was out there too. Chelios around now for Courtnall. Courtnall's pass blocked by Janney. Bork, a long shot. Not a bad idea as time runs out.
Patrick Roy, that skipped, and Bork has that power on it. It skips. Roy went down, made sure.
And a pat on the pads for Reggie Lemlin. An outstanding period for Boston. After 2 periods from the Forum, the score, Boston 1, Montreal 1. Back to Walt Perkins with our second intermission.
Thanks, Fred. Right around the corner, more from Derek, the Stanley Cup scoreboard, and John Pearson. So stay with us. The score after 2 periods, 1-1. Bruins tying the game up on Bob Joyce's goal. 1-1 seems to be the magic score tonight because down in the Steel City, the Pittsburgh Penguins are looking for a 2-0 lead over Philadelphia in the Patrick Division final. And yes, they are finally playing hockey at the Civic Arena. As we mentioned earlier, they had a blackout tonight in Pittsburgh, and the lights will finally come back on at 8 53. Tom Barrasso would be in goal for Pittsburgh. Ron Hextall in the nets for Philadelphia. They were the starting goaltenders in Game 1. 3:06 of the first period on a power play. That's a big surprise. Dan Quinn will get the score on the rebound from the Zalapsky shot from the top of the faceoff circle. And Jim Johnson also an assist. It's 1-0 in favor of Pittsburgh. But just a short time later, Philadelphia comes back. Tim Kerr also on the power play, his 6th goal of the playoffs from Eklund and Howe, who has 6 assists in the playoffs, and that game right now is tied 1-1, and they are early in the first period because of that blackout. As we mentioned, Pittsburgh leads the series 1-0. That is the only other NHL action tonight. Both the Smythe and the Norris matchups resume tomorrow, with Calgary and Chicago holding 1-0 leads. As for the Bruins, well, when we come back, we will return to the Forum to recheck Derek Sanderson's keys to the game and see if the Bruins are stacking up. Score after 2 periods at the Forum, 1-1 between the Bruins and Canadiens. And how are the Bruins faring with regard to Derek's keys to the game? Well, let's find out. Time to call upon the Turk once again. Derek, one of the observations was the Bruins could not become complacent in Game 2 because of the accolades in Game 1, even though they lost. Your feelings on the situation?
Well, they had a lot of attention here given to the way they played so sound defensively. They're very impressed here in Montreal with defensive play. Obviously, the Canadiens have played well that way all year long. They had to come out with that same ability to shut down the Montreal offense, but they had to open up a little bit as well. I think skating was going to be the key. They could not be satisfied with their performance in the first game. You lose 3-2 or 10-0, you still lost the game. This is a best-of-7 series. You've got to get a win here, a split in Montreal. And I was impressed with the way they came out in the first period. The second period, they were down a goal, and they had to adjust. They had to open up somewhat. They therefore gave a little, turnaround dilemma and say, Reggie, we got to go a little more on the offense. We've got to get it back. When you get down that first goal, you tend to open it up a little bit. They did. Montreal, however, they shot a lot of outside shots. They're looking for rebounds. Lemelin played extremely well in that category, shut them down. And I think that complacency is definitely out the window now. They are here to play hockey.
Second point you made was on the power play that the Bruins must penetrate. They've had one full power play and one that lasted for 20 seconds.
Yeah, the one full power play. The one thing, Craig Janney was standing. He made a couple of nice plays, trying to find Wesley wide. That all works fine and dandy, but what Janney has to do is come off those boards, get into that front of the net area, or go behind the net. That was the major change that I would have hoped to have seen, that the Janney was going to start to work from behind the net a little more. He didn't. We've only got to see the one power play. We'll get one or two in the third period. We must do something with that.
Third point, Reggie Lemelin, and it looks like Reggie's picking up now where he left off during last year's Stanley Cup playoffs.
Reggie Lemelin gets a perfect score at 10. He's playing extremely well. He's handling his rebounds well. He's come up with some big saves. When Montreal has penetrated, he has done the job. So we've got 20 minutes left to hockey, Walt. We've got to continue the skating, and all we have to do is open it up a little bit more on the power play and try to get one with that.
Derek, I would imagine with 20 minutes left and the Bruins down 1-0, and they really do need this game. If you're Terry O'Reilly, what do you tell the troops? Do you tell them to open it up a little? I'm sure they're going to be a little tight at the start of the third period.
I think Terry, he's handled this club extremely well. What you've got is a situation where the team knows what they got to do. This is one of the periods that Terry mentions quite often. You don't have to say anything. He'll make them conscious of their defensive assignments and let them go from there. This is where talent wills out. An individual move by a Janney or a Galley or a Neely, something will give. But the thing is to stay on the Montreal defense, make them pass that puck up, and then hope that it's an errant pass, and then you can jump on it and then do something with it yourself.
All right, Derek, we'll keep an eye on those 3 points for the third period. Yeah. Thanks. Up next on Boston Bruins Stanley Cup Hockey on TV 38, John Pearson, so stay with us. That was the scoring for the second period. 1-1's our score through 2 periods at the Forum in Montreal. Time to call upon John Pearson. And before we do, we start to mention in our first intermission, we had a little surprise for John, thanks to longtime Bruins fan Bill Maloney of Somerville, who says he's been following the Bruins for 55 years, and he found a program, John, from 1956. And there you are on the cover, looking Dapper as always.
Yeah. Boy, I've changed a little, haven't I, Walt?
Well, not too much, just a little, just a little. You've gotten wiser.
Well, those were fun years, Walt.
Yeah.
This is a great organization, the Boston Bruins, and 1947 to today, I've been somewhat involved, and it's been nothing but a lot of great experiences. Really great.
Third period's a great experience.
But the Bruins did not play as well in the second period, Walt, as they did in the first. They lost a little of that momentum. It's a very fragile thing, and passing and skating goes with it. But one of the things they're still doing well in the second period, as they did in the first, is having one forward come back. And you'll see the Canadiens now lined up, 3 abreast, coming out of their own end as we roll this thing through. But we want to show you Craig Janney over there on that right wing for the Boston Bruins, right here. Now we'll hold it. This is Janney over here starting to come back. This keeps these 2 defensemen in the center. They're able to watch this man here and this man here, knowing that this man over here is going to be covered. And watch what happens. This is stalling the Canadiens down all night long. 21 is Carbonneau into the center. The defenseman Galley moves over and just tips the puck away. You'll see this center iceman, excuse me, Lorna, but right there as the Bruins move the puck out beautifully and get it away from harm's way. Now this is the goal by the Bruins to tie it 1-1. The starting play, he did not figure in the goal scoring, but he made the big play right here. This is Galley slowing the Canadiens move out of their own end. And watch, this is Janney right here, who is sort of backing up Galley in case things go astray. And as we roll this, you'll see Janney pick up the loose puck. Nice little move right there with the shoulder into Neufeld, and the puck went off the skate, I believe, of Bob Joyce, and it's tied at 1-1. But we're going to show you right here just what happens as Janney moves through the center. Nice little shift there, and we're going to hold it just in a second here. Now, you want to watch this right skate of Neufeld. He's just starting to get into position to go towards the net. We talk a lot about body position. If your body is facing the net, you got a better chance to get it on net. And as we roll this, watch him scoop this pass from Janney towards the net. This is good body position. He's a little off balance because he has to reach back for the puck, but he's positioned well to scoot it towards the net. And Bob Joyce's right skate, I think, got in the way, and the Bruins tied that 1-1. We're going to show you a great save here by Reggie Lemlin. This is Courtnall, who can really shoot and is an aggressive player as the pass comes out from Scrudlin, and he starts to cut in. But watch this nice move as we roll this slowly. Now here's Courtnall. Lemlin right now is moving out, but watch the puck slip off his stick. Right there, Lemlin realizes it, moves very quickly with excellent judgment, and grabs the loose puck before the great goal scorer Cortland can get a hold of it. And that's the kind of goaltending we've expected from Lemlin. He's been immense in this game so far, especially in the second period, Walt, when that momentum slowed down for the Bruins. Now they have to pick it up. They got a chance to win this game.
All right, we're going to throw it back in a quick update. 2-1, Philadelphia now leads their series, their game with Pittsburgh. Tim Kerr's second goal of the game. Now back to the forum once again. Here's Fred and Derek.
Okay, Walt and John, and congratulations. 1947. He's just a kid. And on the official scoring, they list Galley as the assist, Neufeld the assist, and Joyce the goal. And of course, it was Janney clearly as John Pierce.
Galley headed the play up, John pointed out. Made a great play to get it up and out of the end zone, and that's what the Bruins going to have to watch out for. They got to make sure that when Janney was protecting Galley is a key, continue to do so.
They for sure will be changing that to Craig Janney, the point, which makes him the top point man now for Boston in the series, counting Buffalo and this one, with 8, 3 and 5. 3 goals, 5 assists. And Naslund comes back to fire it in as the Canadiens continue their pace. And Smith playing well, one-arms it in front, but it's knocked away by Neufeld for Carpenter. Carpenter breaks with Neufeld, trying to connect. Neufeld gets it over the line, checked. Bork moving in, and the play broken up. Svoboda, though, stopped by Carpenter before he can clear the zone. The puck floats now to Smith. Smith over the line with Naslund. Smith shot deflected wide. Lemlin trying to move it up on the right. Neufeld in the center ice to Joyce, to Carpenter. Carpenter all alone. The line's changing. Now he pops it in on Wawa. The save made, and 1 minute played in the third period, and it is 1-1. A steal by Janney. Janney over the line with Neely, broken up by Chelios. Janney stole that on Chelios, but couldn't convert it. And the puck cleared out the center ice. Back for Shoebottom. the clear out. Shoebottom is on with Galley. Now it's up in the center ice. Skrudland, the long shot in. It is wide. Bruins, Galley with it. Galley around for Shoebottom, but not out. Skrudland checked by Carter. Pops in the air. Shoebottom trying to play it up on the right side now. Neely cuts back for it. He's hit by Lemieux. Down goes Lemieux. And away comes Boston. It is Janney with Carter. 2-on-2. Janney holding, looking for further help, but moving off was Neely. All right, Cam should have continued on that rush and taken another deep breath. But that left Janney all alone. Puck, now the lines change. Telvin is broken up at the line. Puck cleared out, covered by the back checking of Burridge. Burridge gets it away to Crowder. Crowder, a lead for Burridge over the line, right wing side. A shot missed, short side, long rebound. Wesley, a quick wrist shot, very high. And Sweeney fights to keep it in. Into Burridge. Burridge hit by Corson. They battle. Now it goes to Crowder, hit by Dufresne. They battle. Goes free to Sweeney. Sweeney to Wesley. Wesley. The pass was in his skates. Couldn't get the shot off. Bruins fight to keep it in. Good pressure by Burridge. Burridge stops, cuts. Sweeney. Sweeney cutting in. Going behind the net. Off in the corner. Back to Wesley. Wesley hits it on the goal. Bounces to Burridge. The shot scores! Randy Burridge from Wesley and Sweeney. 2-1 Boston.
Excellent work by Randy Burridge, just jumping on everything that was loose. Keith Crowder as well. Bobby Sweeney, great shift. That settled them, put the Montreal Canadiens on their heels a little bit. They jumped on loose puck. Sweeney wisely goes wide, makes the play to Wesley, who doesn't take all day is the key. It gets deflected to Burridge. He may get this unassisted, but a couple of awful good plays made prior to that.
Oh, 2 assists. Wesley and Sweeney, they hand them out in anybody's league. But it is 2-1. Randy Burridge the score. And the Bruins take the lead for the first time. But that line dominated the Canadiens and kept the pressure on. At center ice, it's broken up by Neufeld. Neufeld is on with Joyce and Carpenter. And the pass up to Naslund. Naslund hit by Bork and broken up. Joyce covers it to Peterson. Back out for Neufeld. Handles it nicely. Bouncing puck over the line, trying to cut in. He can't do it. Joyce forechecking on the plays. Svoboda finally taps it up. Broken up by Carpenter. And winding up now is Robinson. Boston's Terry O'Reilly making quick changes as the Bruins lead. Back comes Richer. Richer over the line. Checked by Carter. Broken up. Cleared up on the right for Neely. He lost it. Corson pops it back in. Kept in by Richer and Corson. Corson, Naslund. Now Corson. Carpenter trips Corson and is going out. A power play for Montreal. Carpenter is going out for tripping. A delayed call. And now the call. It is Boston 2 and Montreal 1. We'll return in a moment.
Bobby Carpenter in the box for tripping. Puck is behind the ball, behind the net. Bobby was struggling to get the puck. He hit his man. Puck came loose. Corson digs it out. You're going to watch Corson. 27. Bobby took him, lost his balance. Naslund gets checked by Shoebottom. Bobby then says, well, I got to trip you.
A power play for Montreal. Their goal was scored in the first period on a power play by Claude Lemieux. Bruins Bobby Joyce, Randy Burridge have scored to make it 2-1 Boston. Smith is out with Naslund and Keene. Svoboda, the puck knocked out of the zone. Brickley is on with Johnston, Wesley, and Telvin for Boston. 4 minutes played, third period, 2-1 Boston. Chelios drives it in. Ricochets around. Keene able to get it. They back off him. The puck handler over to Svoboda for Naslund. Wrap back in again, and again around to Naslund. Back for Chelios. Over to Svoboda. Back in for Smith. All on the perimeter, but Svoboda now checked closely to Smith. Smith, Svoboda finally elects to go for it, and it's wide on the shot, kept in on the rebound. Stolen by Wesley. Wesley able to clear it out off the boards. Svoboda finally elected to shoot, and it went wide. Bruins able to clear it. 1:10 left on the power play. At the Boston line, Naslund to clear in. Back quickly. Telvin up and out as he drove it by Naslund. Terry O'Reilly changing up. 4 new men, Peterson and Bork. Sweeney and Burridge. They helped combine on the goal with Wesley for the 2-1 Boston lead. 45 seconds left on the power play for Montreal. Chelios wraps it in deep. Peterson 2 men on him. Lemieux, Naslund stays out there. And it's back for Chelios.
Alan Peterson hit with Claude Lemieux in the face, a high stick, and Kerry Fraser was not going to call this. He saw it happen. He saw Peterson cover up immediately before he went to the boards.
And awaiting the decision.
Watch Peterson, going to get it right here. Now he knows. Fraser saw it. Then he shoves him into the glass.
And he is cut.
He's bleeding profusely. But Kerry Fraser, I don't think he's going to call much.
Adams Division playoff action will continue on TV 38 if Game 5 is necessary when the Bruins face off against the Canadiens live from the Forum in Montreal. All happens Tuesday night, 7:30. The game is on TV 38.
Ray Bork arguing. Kerry Fraser said, no call. It was an accident. Make up your mind.
Not only does Lemieux not get the penalty, the Bruins are still down a man.
Still short
hand. Power play. And Ray Bork is saying, what is going on here? And it's a mystery to me. That rule.
It's a silly rule, but be consistent with it if you're going to call it. He could have given him a 2-minute high sticking penalty. Didn't have to give him the major if that's the case. But at least a penalty.
I am mystified. I can't figure that one out at all. Walter against Bob Sweeney. 2-1 Boston. 14:47 left. It's back. Svoboda drills it. It's wide. And it's cleared away by Ray Bork on the rebound. 25 seconds left on the power play for Montreal. 14:30 left. Burridge hustles all the way and breaks up Walter. What a job by Randy Burridge. Great checking there. Burridge, who has the go-ahead goal. Trying to make it stay that way as he forechecks Svoboda. The Canadiens break it out. And it's broken up by Ray Bork. Big credit to Randy Burridge. Down to 4 seconds on the power play. Svoboda in the center ice. The shot blocked by Bork. Bork trying to get control. Corson does. Wheels it near the net. Tied up by Reggie Lemlin right on the corner. And the Bruins kill off that penalty against Bobby Carpenter. The score, Boston 2 and Montreal 1. Back in a moment.
Prime Minister Mulrooney's here, but right now the Forum fans are more impressed with the gentleman in the beige jacket, Maurice Rocket Richard. One of the purest goal scorers ever in this game. Always said he could never look at the net. He just shot the puck, knew where it was.
Larry Robinson back for it, forced back by Carter. Taken by Janney. Janney over the line. Checked in the play by Dufresne. And Dufresne with the puck. Away now to Ryan Walter. Team's at full strength. Walter wraps it around the boards. Janney trying to move it out. It bounces to Walter. Walter's checked by Neely, and it deflects into the stands on the face-off in the Boston zone. 13:33 left in period number 3. Boston leads 2-1. A go-ahead goal in the third period by Randy Burridge, set up by Bob Sweeney and Glenn Wesley. Earlier tying the game in the second period was Bob Joyce from Neufeld and Janney. And Lemieux scored for Montreal on a power play in the first period.
Gary Galley sporting a beard, playing extremely well again tonight.
He has been a factor in the game and in that first goal. And officially, and they haven't changed it, he's been given an assist. Carpenter against Smith. Carpenter wins it for Wesley. Wesley forced back by Keane. Around for Bork to Neufeld. It's broken up. Popped back in. Bork covers it. Away to Neufeld. Neufeld breaking right wing side by Smith. Works it over the line to Carpenter. Carpenter trying to drop it in front. Neufeld there. Can't get the handle to it. Does. And a shot, and it's blocked. And a penalty coming up on Larry Robinson as the Bruins all but added to their lead. Joyce had a shot. And a power play now for Boston. The Bruins lead it 2-1. Back at the Forum in a moment.
Right here, watch this. He's going to hit Patrick Roy on the chest. Ray Neufeld gets a second shot at it, chipped it away, hit him in the chest. Carter hits the fallen Roy.
Carpenter
Gets dumped, and we have a penalty.
and a power play. Ludwig was sent out for holding. And Neely got back at Walter, really racked him up with a check then as Walter cleared the puck in the Boston zone. Ray Bourque. The clear him could be icing. The Bruins get it. Janney moves it in the corner. Neely quickly back to Telvin along the line. Telvin in deep looking for Janney, intercepted. Janney steals it gets it back to the right point to Ray Bourque. He really was looking for Burridge. Bourque along the line. Now off for Telvin. Telvin back for Bourque. Bourque taking his time. They back off, and Telvin, a shot saved short side. Behind the net, Janney for Burridge. Quick shot. Save Roy. There was the chance as Roy went down on his knees. Bruins are on a power play leading 2-1. Play now kept in by Ray Bourque. Now knocked away by Walter. Covered by Telvin. Telvin is forced back by Carbonneau. And starts the rush out. Not a bad power play for Boston. And a chance for Burridge. Telvin into center ice. 45 seconds left on the power play. Bounces right near Roy. Janney steals it inside the line on the deflection. Holds it on the right side. Gets it in for Burridge. Burridge to Neely. And it doesn't pay off. Telvin able to just poke it up. Now it's taken by Carbonneau. Carbonneau, a long clear, rolls all the way to Lemlin. Lemlin gets it away to Wesley. 25 seconds left on the Boston power play. They lead 2-1. 11:30 left, third period. This could be icing again. Racing for it, Sweeney, though, and the Bruins get it. Neufeld kicks it away. Wesley for Hoggood. Hoggood, a shot, save! Get on center. And the Bruins dig it free. Carter for Hoggood. Wesley in for Sweeney, trying to put it in front. Down went Roy, but the Bruins couldn't get it on. Sweeney has it in the corner. The penalty is up. Wesley with it. Flips it for Sweeney. Sweeney, a shot. And it's blocked by Roy. And the Canadiens break it out at full strength. Strudlin driving in as the Canadiens change up. Wesley winding up with it. 10:50 left, third period. 2-1 Boston. Neufeld drops it in the Canadian zone. Robinson starting now. Svoboda up to Naslin. Naslin drops it in wide, going for it. Ray Bourque trying to clear it out. Can't. Keane kept it in. Keane to Smith. Smith lost it to Carpenter. Carpenter breaks out with Carter. And with Galley. Carpenter over the line, holding, hauled down. Galley, a shot blocked by Naslin. Galley able to poke it up into the corner. Going for it, Crowder. Crowder to Carpenter. His quick shot went wide. Joyce battling to keep it in. Joyce has scored a Boston goal. And Burridge the other. Joyce hauled down by Robinson. Crowder in, knocks down Robinson. Joyce with it. Joyce broken up on the play. And the puck is cleared out by Smith. Too far ahead of Keane. Keane broken up by Bourque. And it's cleared. Halfway through the third period, 2-1 Boston. Naslin back. Drops it in. Keane checked by Galley for Neely. Fed away for Galley. Lost it to Naslin. Hit the post as he stole it. Keane, a shot blocked. Smith, the shot went wide. Galley was broken up, and it almost cost Boston. Smith behind the net. He's run at. And Naslin gets it. Naslin's pass in front. Knocked away. And it's back to Robinson. Robinson, his shot wide. Boston lucky there. Smith steals to Keane. Shot blocked. Cleared by Telvin. Not out. And now it is cleared out. Walter picks it up. Bruins fortunate there. The Canadiens had about 3 or 4 chances. And Naslin hit the post. A lead in now as the Canadiens pick up the pace. Janney for Neely. Neely just clears it right out. Bruins had the Canadiens pretty well contained till that sequence. Puck driven back in. Telvin takes a hit. Gets it around to Neely. Neely to Janney. Janney with Carter. They break. And Carter jumped offside ahead of him. With the score, Boston 2, Montreal 1. Back in a moment.
Well, there's action there around the Bruins net. On Nancy Decato, Portland, Maine's birthday, but Nice move by Reggie Lemelin. Smothered it a couple of times. Played it, poked it. Tough shift. Bruins have survived that one, and that's the key. They have those flurries. You're going to get those in a hockey game, but to survive them is the test.
Well, Galley was broken up, and that created havoc in the Boston end. The Bruins kept running around, and in one of the stretches, Naslund fired a backhander that hit the post to the left of Lemlin. The shots, though, Boston 8 and Montreal 3 in the third period. Boston leads 2-1. Had a break up by Sweeney as he checks the play. Trying to move it up. He's hit on the boards by McPhee. Throws a punch at McPhee, and they let it go. Kind of missed him, but McPhee yelling now at Sweeney, and Kerry Fraser is not calling anything. Anything we know can happen. It's 8:34 left. You just hold your breath.
I'm at that stage.
Well, I mean, as far as these penalties, is somebody high-sticked and cut? Is somebody sent out for 5 minutes?
I don't know. Kerry Fraser is trying to think, in defense of him, is trying to bring some kind of sanity back to the rule. It was harmless, really. Lemieux clipping him, and he gets cut. I know that. Sweeney gets the 5-minute major. You say to yourself, what was a high stick? What wasn't? When was it a boarding? And anytime you're around, the stick is above your shoulders. Look out.
One thing we knew all season long, when there was high sticking involved and a player was cut, that was 5 minutes and the offending player was kicked out. That has not happened tonight.
Oh, I imagine it'll be brought to his attention when this game's over.
The draw to Bork. Clears it in. 8:30 left in period number 3. Bruins forecheck. Lemieux to McPhee. He is broken up by Ray Bork. To Crowder. Crowder back over the line, along the line, trying to get free for a backhander in, and it's knocked away by Chelios as he tried to set up Burridge in front. Bruins rushed just 2 men then as Sweeney stayed back. Here's Skrudland now over the line, pokes it in deep. Back to help out is Bork, and Sweeney around for Crowder. Crowder gets it up and out as he's knocked down. Svoboda is hit hard, and Sweeney is rattled by McPhee. Oh, what a hit he gave him. And Bob Sweeney takes it.
Got to take it at this point.
It was a good, hard, clean hit by McPhee. Back comes Galley. Galley drives it over the line, wide. Back for it. Roy knocks it away from Joyce. 7:35 left, third period. 2-1 Boston. The go-ahead goal by Burridge. Courtnall breaks it out. Courtnall on Wesley. Going deep. Forced deep. Puts it across in front. The Bruins guarded the other man, and Carpenter is able to wheel it out. Joyce in a race with Green. And back for it now. Courtnall winding up. Stopped. Knocked down on the play. Beautiful defensive work by Neufeld. Stepped right into him, and Courtnall thought he was going to go dancing around him. 7:07 left. Courtnall clears it in. Around the boards. Corson moves it around to the other side. Peterson. Courtnall there. Peterson and Carbonneau. Courtnall back to Robinson. Dufresne. Shot wide. Rebound. Courtnall puts it on. Kicked out. Corson a shot over the net as it bounced in front for him. Neely trying to get control behind the net with Carbonneau. Trying to freeze it. Telvin knocks down a man. It's up to Carpenter. Carpenter tips it out as the Bruins worked it well on the boards. Boston goals by Joyce and by Burridge. The Montreal goal first period on a power play by Lemieux. 2-1 Boston. 6:20 left, third period. Canadiens have 5 shots. Richer breaking over the line and fires and hits the post. And now rolls in. A goal by Gilchrist that hit him and went in. A glove gloved in, says Lemlin. No, says Frazier. They tied it up. Richer hit the post.
Harry Frazier's not going to give the Bruins a break on this.
Now the linesmen are talking to Frazier. The Bruins are saying that Gilchrist gloved it in. Collins talking to Frazier. Richer hit the post. Wesley backing up.
Yeah.
Lost his stick. Look at Wesley out of the picture.
That's the key right here. There's the shot. Reggie's out with the angle, all right. Comes wide, hits the post. Right there. He gathered it in, Dufresne.
He guided it in.
Gilchrist guided it in with his hands.
Frazier is talking to whom?
I don't know. He's asking now.
It wouldn't be the goal judge. sometimes they talk to the goal judge. That's not, is there a higher authority?
The goal judge is on the phone.
He's talking to the goal judge to determine whether Gilchrist gloved
There's the
it
goal
in.
judge on the phone.
Well, Frazier's off the phone now. The goal judges must be talking to the vice president.
Matt Naslund has signaled a goal.
Well, you wouldn't think they would call that back.
No, are you nuts? In Montreal, they're not going to get that one called back.
I have never heard of a calling. You talk to the goal judge on whether it went in the net. There's no argument about that. The question is how it went in, and he is talking to the goal judge.
Both linesmen said you better confer on this.
And it is 2-2. Gilchrist will get the goal. If we could look at it again, I think you'll see a movement by his glove, his right hand.
He takes it in the chest, I think. You're going to find it. And he goes off the post, goes up in the air. You're going to pick Gilchrist. There's the body. There's the hand movement.
Well, you don't see it too well there.
Wow. Once again, Fred, like you said, hold your breath. It's a Montreal Forum.
6:12 left. The goal, Gilchrist.
Watch Gilchrist, bottom of your screen. The puck's going to come to him. Watch his hand, right there. His right hand.
A very deft, small movement by Gilchrist. Frazier says so small that he didn't do it at all. It bounced off him and went in. Is the verdict of Frazier, the goal judge, the two linesmen.
I didn't know. The goal judge brought up, the linesman brought up the question. You better take a conference on this.
I have never seen that done. The goal judge involved. They do call him, but to determine whether it went in the net or not. But this was to ask him how it went in.
McPhee just dumped Crowder, and Frazier let that go.
Well, let them go here in the third period as the Canadiens are offside. They have tied it up on a freakish goal, but you have to realize that Richer came awfully close. It is 2-2, third period. We'll be back in a moment. Face-off outside the Boston line. It was a very subtle move by Gilchrist if we could interpret it on one of those replays. The other one that really would give you a judgment, you can't see him.
That's why I think he called the goal judge. He had the facing look. You're not going to get a break there.
And we have 6 minutes left, tied at 2. Back for it, Dufresne. Skrudland, Burridge. Now Lemieux with it. Bruins have outshot the Canadiens. Over the line, Lemieux broken up by Bork. He takes Bork down. Winding up is Skrudland. Skrudland drops it in and back to get it, Burridge. 2-2 the score. Burridge gave it away to Chelios. The shot back in, the save by Lemlin with McPhee right there. And Lemlin calm, cool, down on the ice. But the Bruins failed to clear it on that one, Burridge. And it almost cost them. Dennis Morrell and Matt Pavelich. Dennis Morrell is the backup official. He would have had a look at that. I think his area is down behind the goal. And Pavelich. Well, let's
take another look.
Look at this replay.
There's the tip by McPhee. Lemlin just makes the save. That was the shot afterwards.
And the draw back to Chelios again. His shot blocked, popped in the air, and out for Neufeld. Neufeld taps it up, stopped by Chelios. Now to Naslund. Naslund, a shot picked off by Lemlin. That glove has been magic tonight. With the score, Boston 2, Montreal 2. Back in a moment. Terry O'Reilly and Pat Burns, and the face-off to the left of Reggie Lemlin. 2-2 to score. Carpenter wins it for Telvin. Wesley up for Joyce, who scored a goal. Away for Neufeld, who helped out. And the drive in deep. Carpenter going for it. Roy knocks it away. Neufeld goes in against Keane. They battle. Trying to keep it in is Joyce. Neufeld gets it. Neufeld trying to make his play. Checked on the boards. Now in deep to Joyce. Joyce trying to put it in front. He's checked. Joyce and Carpenter go for it. Neufeld spun around. Joyce with it. Puts it in front. Knocked away. Joyce again in front. Kent trying to set him up. Joyce again to Carpenter. Shot in tight. Roy makes the save. Bruins all over the Canadiens. And the puck is cleared by Naslund into the stands. And the Bruins had 3 or 4 chances right there. Carpenter, Neufeld, and Joyce all over Patrick Roy.
The key was the play by Joyce back into Bobby Carpenter all alone behind the Montreal defense. Just didn't get it up. Situation that, you know, you got to look at maybe the hands. Tough play. Watch this. Bobby Carpenter is now behind the defense where he's supposed to be. Play in by Joyce. Tries to get it up. Just couldn't get it.
2-2 the score. 4:27 left in period number 3. At center ice, Galley to Ray Bourque. Bourque snaps it in. Back for it, Svoboda. The line for Boston, Janney, Carter, and Neely. And Janney breaks it up, steals, gets it to Neely, and he can't get the shot away. Moving up is Galley, trying to keep it in. Can't. Popped away. Janney breaks up the play, kept it in. Now rolls away. Janney stole it from Carbonneau. Puck blocked by Neely, forced back with it. Walter after him. Some key, alert, defensive plays by Craig Janney to set up opportunities. And he is assisted on a goal. And away comes Galley. Galley, a long shot, a save by Roy. And the Canadiens get it to Walter. And it's knocked out center ice to Courtnall. Courtnall over the line. The shot deflected wide by Wesley. 3:28 left, third period. Up the boards to Janney. Janney right wing side, coming hard over the line, ridden off by Skrudland. Puck taken by Robinson. Robinson to Walter. Walter to Courtnall. His shot is wide. Now Walter in the corner against Telvin. Neely there. And a face-off call by Fraser. 3:05 left, third period. We are tied at 2. The total shots are 32 Montreal, 22 Boston. Montreal's dominance coming in the second period. First and third, it's been even Steven. And with the score, 2-2, we'll be back in a moment. Skrudland out with McPhee and Lemieux. The face-off is to the right of Lemlin. 3:05 left, third period, 2-2 the score. Bob Sweeney on the draw with Skrudland. Batted in deep and taken over by Wesley. Wesley to Sweeney. A lead for Burridge. Too far. He rushes in. Robinson knocks it away behind the net and around the boards to Lemieux. Lemieux to McPhee. And back at center ice, Burridge hustling gets it. Gives it to Crowder. Crowder over the line alone. Now moves it into the corner. Back for it, Robinson. Forechecking Burridge. Canadiens move it out, but off Crowder. And the face-off called by the officials. 2:36 left. You reflect on that goal by Gilchrist, which was controversial. He was a good 20 feet in front of the net. Now, there's no way a deflected shot, unless it hit the toe of his skate or something, is going to go in. It was hit.
First of all,
it came off his body.
First of all, it hit Neely. Now it's popped into the air. He's 20 feet away, sliding towards the net, guaranteed. Okay, fine. But the softness of the bulk of the sweater will nullify anything that hits you in the midsection. At best, it'll drop to your feet. A small, subtle nudge of the wrist hit the firmness of the leather in the glove, and that's what projected it towards the net with enough momentum to go in. Bad call by Fraser.
On the face-off, Ray Bourque with it. Driving in. 2:30 left in regulation. Centering pass and a flip there by Carpenter, but it was blocked in front. And the Canadiens, Richer breaks it out. Long shots. Right pad saved by Lemlin. That was from outside the line. Around to Neufeld now to Carpenter. Carpenter center ice. Now to Galley. Galley lead over the line. Breaking Joyce. Joyce along the line. Check. And his backhander is blocked by Chelios. He breaks it out. 3-on-2. Chelios to Corson. The shot hit the post as it deflected around off the pad at the right arm of Lemlin. Into center ice. Carpenter trying to make the play. He's checked. Ray Bourque with it. Bourque gets it away. Joyce was moving off. Fans thinking too many men on the ice, but not so. And here comes Neufeld, one-on-one. The shot over the head of Patrick Roy. 1:39 left as Svoboda gets it. Corson came close a moment ago. Ricocheted and hit the post to the left of Lemlin. Back comes Walter. Walter in deep, broken up by Neely. Bruins back. Carter to Janney. Janney has been a force over the line. In deep, pops it in for Carpenter. He's checked on the play. Neely gets it, but he's broken up by Green. 1:15 left, regulation, 2-2. Ryan Walter trying to move it out, almost gave it away to Janney again. And back comes Gilchrist, who scored the controversial goal to tie it up. Lemlin around the boards. Carter trying to move it out. He's checked. Keane keeps it in. Janney gets it away to Neely. Neely, a flip pass. Carter going for it. Can't cut away from Green. And Keane comes back. Pass too far. Galley pokes it out. Carbonneau brought it back in. And the play called offside. 42 seconds left. What a shame that a game is decided on as controversial. Well, controversial for Boston.
I'd like to be the Vancouver Canucks in overtime when Otto kicked it in. I mean, Otto just redirected that. Body position turned around. Very heads-up play. I mean, the guys know so much what to do with your feet and glance it and angle it. You could see the pass coming. He couldn't get his stick down. There's things that happen in this game the same. He just nudges it forward towards the net.
I don't think that replay would really be decisive for Frazier if, in effect,
no,
it said, hey, Frazier, you can look at a replay and it might help you. But
the common sense that you got to do, Fred, is what you mentioned. You got to have the bulk of the sweater is going to kill that shot. It's not going to have the momentum to go to the net unless it's forced there with the firmness of the glove.
Something has to move it. Galley with it. 39 seconds left. To Ray Bourque. The shot wide. Oh, we put that in the corner. Crowder trying to pop it in. It deflects off a Canadian and into the stands on the faceoff call. And Ray Bourque didn't miss the corner to the left of Roy by too much.
They put the left leg out. Roy just got it.
2-2 the score for Boston. Bob Joyce, Randy Burridge scoring. For Montreal, Claude Lemieux on a power play. And Brent Gilchrist on a, what do you want to call it?
Fluke.
Weirdo.
A weirdo.
33-22 the shots for the Canadiens.
We'll call it a redirect.
Except for the second period, the Bruins have matched them stride for stride. And in the second, Lemlin was magnificent. The draw to Svoboda. Winding up, Sweeney after him. Burridge 2. They check him. Walter drops it off for Carbonneau. The shot, the save by Lemlin. 14 seconds left. It's around for Crowder. Crowder out, up for Burridge. Burridge over the line. The shot deflected into the stands. We're down to 6 seconds. The face-off in the Canadian zone. And overtime looming.
Looming, inevitable. Not much you can do with 6 seconds.
Randy Burridge, he has been going all series. This is the second game. Forechecking. Relentless forechecking. A penalty killer. He scored his share of goals and he put the Bruins in front 2-1. Looked like they could make it stand up until that goal of Gilchrist. Carpenter is out with Neufeld and Joyce. And this has been a most effective line.
Yeah, it has been. This line's been moving. Neufeld's playing his position extremely well. Carpenter's got the puck handling ability, and Bobby Joyce flying up that left wing.
6 seconds. Walter and Carpenter. Corson pushing Joyce.
Bobby Carpenter is going to try to, I believe, take this on his forehand to Bourque. Just cut it to him. Robinson and Corson are there. Bobby Joyce has got 2 guys to contain.
And it's over on the boards and knocked out by Corson.
Overtime.
That's it, as Gary Galley is back for it. And we go to overtime. And the total shots are 34 Montreal, 22 for Boston. At the end of regulation, the score, Boston 2 and Montreal 2. Back to Walt Perkins with a preview of our overtime intermission.
All right, Fred, thank you very much. And we have overtime, 2-2 coming up. Highlights from Pittsburgh, a check on the Stanley Cup scoreboard, and John Pearson with his thoughts and analysis of the third period. Stay with us. We are tied 2-2 at the end of regulation. Game 2 at the Forum between the Bruins and Montreal. There's one other game to report on, and that, of course, is Philadelphia and Pittsburgh. Game 2 at the Civic Arena in Pittsburgh, and the Penguins lead that series 1-0. It was 1-1. Tim Kerr getting the equalizer for the Flyers. And then still in the first period, Tim Kerr strikes again. His 7th goal of the playoff deflects in on the Howe drive from the blue line at 12:09 of the period, 2-1 in favor of Philadelphia. Tim Kerr was not done. Tim Kerr will get the hat trick, his 8th goal of the playoffs. On the power play, Philadelphia leads it by a score of 3-1, and that was it for Tom Barrasso. He decided that maybe best to take Barrasso out and put Wendell Young in the nets to replace him. It's only his 2nd playoff game. He had played 1 game for Vancouver. That is the score right now in the 2nd period, 3-1 in favor of the Philadelphia Flyers. Kerr with the hat trick, his 6th, 7th, and 8th goals of the playoffs. Tomorrow night, Game 2 in Calgary between the LA Kings and the Flames. Calgary winning the first game in overtime, although the Kings dominated most of the action. Also tomorrow night, Game 2 in the Norris Division. That'll be in St. Louis. Blackhawks lead the series by 1-0, 1-0 score, or count, or whatever you want to call it. That's the situation with the Stanley Cup scoreboard. We are in overtime, 2-2 at the Forum. We'll be back with more right after this. Total shots on net, 34-22 in favor of Montreal. Just a few overtime tidbits for you. Montreal has been in 1 overtime game already this year in the playoffs. That was Game 4 against the Hartford Whalers, which Montreal won to wrap up that series. The Bruins, 2 overtime games in the playoffs. Last year, Game 5 against Buffalo, which they lost, and last year against the New Jersey Devils, Game 2 of that series, which the Bruins lost as well. And the last time the Bruins and Montreal Canadiens were in a playoff in a overtime game, it was last year, April 9th, 1987. Make that 2 years ago, April 9th, 1987. Montreal won it 4-3 at the Forum with Mats Naslund getting the game-winning goal. We are tied 2-2. John Pearson joins us now for your thoughts on the third period. A tough break for the Bruins on the Gilchrist goal.
Past revisited, Walt. I tell you, I've been through those before where the Canadians get that weird bounce. The puck goes from one place to the other, and all of a sudden, there's a Canadian there to field it with an open net, and I think Gilchrist actually was trying to bat the puck down as it came across with his hand, and he misjudged it a little. It was very quick.
So he didn't really try to redirect it?
I don't think so. It looked like a good goal to me based on the fact that it went off probably his glove, but he was trying to knock it down, and it just happened to deflect off his glove and go into the net. But we've got both goals that were scored in the third period. I'll show you right here. This is a great play by Bob Sweeney, who's got a tremendous amount of talent. If he can only find a handle 20 feet in front of that net, this guy's going to be a super player. Here's Burridge with the puck. Now watch Sweeney come into your screen right here, number 42. He'll make a good play on Corson right here. You're going to see that left leg stuck out right here. Now this is the key to this play because he's got this leg out here. Corson cannot get at him. He takes it deep into the Canadiens' end. Actually, as we roll the play, he'll go behind the net, and the play sets up. He takes a look right here, carrying the puck, and he fires it back to Wesley on the left point. Wesley's drive hits somebody, a Canadian, on the way through, ricocheted in front, but we want to show you here because this is where the Bruins have not been. Hold it right there, Lorna. This is where the Bruins have not been in the game so far against the Canadiens. Out in front of all of this mess here, Burridge picks the puck up, and as we roll this through, he slides a little shot along the ice underneath the pads of Roy, and it's 2-1 Boston. But here's the controversial play as number 44, Richer. Now, the Bruins have picked up their men extremely well in this whole game, but here's Carter here, and this is Neely here, both having a shot at this guy, and they both miss, and as he will roll this through, Richer, a very strong skater, takes the puck over to right wing, and this is where the Bruins start to get a little bit confused. Hold it right there. You've got a group of Bruins counting 5 right here. Nobody else seems to be paying attention over here where the Canadiens are. And watch this shot by Richer. He can really shoot it. He's got a tremendous slap shot, banks it off the near side goalpost. And here's the controversial play. It bounces off Neely onto Gilchrist, seems to bat it down, but can't find the handle. And you want to be a goaltender? Look at this drive by Richer, and I'll tell you, goaltenders to get down on that crouch have to be very courageous. As we roll this through, Richer now with the big drive off the near side goalpost. He beats the glove side of Lemlin, and here is where the play develops. Now, we want to have you watch here. We're going to hold it just in a moment. Let it roll, Lorna. Right there. Hold it there. That's Neely. He's going up because the puck is right here. Unfortunately for Neely, he couldn't corral it solidly enough to carry it to the boards. As we roll this, now Gilchrist comes into your picture. Nobody anywhere near him. He looks like he's trying to dump the puck down in front of him so he can shoot it at the net. Rolls off his glove and into the goal. And I'll tell you, disappointment plus, Walt, for the Boston Bruins, as we've had that happen many, many years over the past.
Solid game by the Bruins. Tonight, as was the case Monday night, they did have a few scoring opportunities that they weren't able to capitalize on.
Best system I've seen the Bruins play all year in these two games. I did not see the Buffalo series, but I haven't seen the Bruins play this kind of system for a long time. It's something that I think they've been wanting to play. I don't know what happened to it, but they finally found the handle. They have played two excellent games, and so far have come up with really nothing. But the first and third periods tonight were the best periods of this hockey game for the Bruins. The second was somewhat of a downer. They lost some momentum.
All right, we'll see what happens in overtime. We're going to go back to the Forum now and rejoin Fred Cusick and Derek Sanderson.
Okay, thank you, Walton. You talked to people here, the Canadian broadcasters. They say it was a legitimate goal all the way. So that ends it. And, of course, it's official. It is a goal, and the game is tied.
There's not a thing you're going to be able to do about it. Unfortunately, it went in the net. In my opinion, I think, we had the argument with the sweater. He nudged it with his hand. He definitely, John makes a good point that I don't think he was trying to knock it in the net. But when you do direct it like that, if it's accidental, then it is a goal. But I think he really did move it towards the net. Unfortunate. But now you got to win in overtime. But that's the key. I mean, that's behind you.
Well, the idea, I think, would be come right out and take it to the Canadiens, as the Bruins did, and they had the momentum going in the first period before they got that 5-minute major against Bob Sweeney.
That's all what you want to do is you want to come home and play very sound defense, protect that line, one man coming back, two men in the corners, work hard, find that guy in the slot. They've got to stay with the checks, however. You cannot let the Montreal Canadiens break out and get shots and rebounds. When that happens, if somebody takes an overzealous run at somebody to knock them down and misses them, that springs a man loose. You are at a man of disadvantage for that few seconds while they regroup and come out offensively. The Bruins got to stay away from anything foolish.
Reggie Lemlin has been a standout, particularly in the second period when the Bruins sagged a little. The only time that they sagged in the game, that glove, I've never seen it better.
Yeah, Reggie's on his game. As a rule, the goaltender that is playing as well as Lemlin is usually gets things going for him. And you got to say that Lemlin is sharp as attack tonight. He's on top of the crease. He's moving well. Both goals kind of broken plays. Something happened. So Reggie, as you get the shot on him, he's making the original save. The defense are clearing it pretty good in front of the net. The Bruins still got to take it to the Canadiens. They cannot sit back and wait for an opportunity. I think it's time to throw, caution to the wind and go for it.
Well, the reason you can do that is you have the confidence in the goaltender in case the Canadiens do get a breakout if he comes through with the save. So I'd say, I'm not the coach, but Terry O'Reilly, I'm sure, is saying, hey, let's take it to him right away.
I think they're skating with them stride for stride. I think the Montreal Canadiens are looking around saying, wow, we won the first game and it was close. We didn't play that well. And they're tied in this game, and they're saying, whoa, we could very easily be down, lose both games in this building. Unfortunately, that's not the case, but the Bruins certainly need a split.
We go back to those players who seem to play better in the playoffs than in regular season, or at least keep their pace. And I keep thinking about Craig Janney and some defensive plays and some steals that he set up. And he did set up one of the goals and really created other opportunities.
Well, that's the emotion we look for in the playoffs. It's there. This is the Stanley Cup. This is what it's all about. Everybody's playing well all over the league, and everyone picks it up a notch or two. And I think the intensity is there because the emotion's there. Courage is something that comes and goes during the regular season with your ability to get up for a hockey game. And if you play 80 games, you're liable to take off a few nights and just say, I can get through with maybe a secondary effort. But in the playoffs, everybody's on top of the game.
We are tied at 2, ready to go to sudden death overtime at the Forum in Montreal. Back in a moment.
Scott, but we have our own thriller going at the Montreal Forum. 2-2 between the Bruins and Canadiens at the end of regulation. We are headed for sudden death overtime. And as you know, in the playoffs, no 5-minute overtimes. They play a full 20-minute period, or until whoever scores first, and then everyone goes home. Let's go back now to the Forum for the overtime. Once again, Fred Cusick, Derek Sanderson.
Okay, Walt, and thank you, John Pearson. And both teams are out, ready to go into sudden death overtime. We are tied at 2. I think one other factor that we probably didn't notice on all the replays, where was Frazier standing? Now, generally, he'd be somewhere on that goal line looking. Did he have a good picture of Gilchrist? If indeed he did, then it's all over. He should call it. It is a goal or it's not a goal. But he did a lot of consulting with linesmen.
The linesman came and brought it to his attention. Best you consider this. You know, I think Lemelin has a point. He might have redirected it with his hand. Conferred with the goal judge. The goal judge, not a Montreal goal judge. This is our off-ice officials are from another town, and it's just something that happened. Okay, now you gotta bury it in the room. You've got a solid effort going for you for 60 minutes. Everybody is a little downtrodden in the second period. The Bruins won that period, however. So now you got to say to yourself, this is it. Usually the first 5 minutes, 3, 4, 5 minutes, overtime is the goal is scored one way or the other. Patrick Roy has his record going for him. He has been undefeated this year at home. The goal by the Bruins would end that smartly. And Lemelin, the hot hand in goal for the Bruins. Now we're going to see what happens. It's a great thing about sport. You just never know.
Sudden death overtime.
I always hated that when they said sudden death. When you're in the dressing room between periods, okay, boy, this is sudden death. And you know it is. It's just the term. You know, it puts you in a negative frame of mind on both sides. You go, oh, my God, this is it. Someone's got to get it.
Was the Bobby Orr goal in overtime?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, sure. Right off the bat, right?
40,
first line, yeah. All right, set to go. Skrudlin is out there with Lemieux and McPhee, and for Boston, Carpenter with Joyce and Neufeld. And this has been an excellent line. Ray Neufeld doing in a very steady job at right wing. Carpenter trying to work it up, and Neufeld trying to get it free, but it is flipped over the line, batted away by Peterson. Back to cover is Joyce, and he clears it out. Svoboda trying to move it in. Floats across, picked up by Peterson. Peterson now to Joyce, to Carpenter. Carpenter clears it in near the net. Joyce battling for it. Skrudlin trying to move it out. Peterson able to poke it in, and Lemieux winding up now. Lemieux to McPhee, broken up by Boston. Carpenter, a long shot, a save by Roy. Long rebound to Lemieux. Lemieux out with Skrudlin. Fires over the head of Lemelin and all the way to center ice on the ricochet. Driven back in by Ludwig. Knocked away by Lemelin and taken over by Telvin. 1 minute played, sudden death overtime, 2-2. Peterson works it up to center ice, and it's fed in by Sweeney. Around the boards, they let it go to Telvin. Telvin, a shot blocked in front. Poked in wide by Crowder. Bruins forecheck. Puck out to Smith. Smith picks up Naslund. Smith going it alone. A one-hander in. It's blocked by Lemelin. He tries to center it. That long reach. Smith able to get away a one-hander. Naslund a shot now misses. And it bounces around for Keane. Keane into Smith. Now around to Naslund. Naslund keeps it in. Smith behind the net. Poked away by Wesley, but picked up by Smith in the corner. Smith again wheels in front. Pulled down. No call. Bruins break it out. Here comes Carter. Oh, they're booing that. The lack of a call as Smith was tripped. Carter spilled trying to move in, and Chelios winds up. Bobby Smith had an excellent shift. Here comes Chelios on the right wing side over the line, and he penetrates. Checked by Bork. Floats it in and taken over by Galley. Galley up the middle. And Janney breaks. Janney couldn't quite get it to Neely in time. Neely would have been open, roaring in on the right wing. Couldn't quite pay off. Back comes Chelios to Walter. Walter up for Carbonell. Carbonell moves it in. The play Offside now, it's knocked outside. Neely plays it back to Ray Bork. Bork up the middle. Janney handles it. Touch pass. Gets it off now for Brickley. Brickley can't move in. Courtnall to Carbonneau. He kicks it to the Boston end. Galley and Carbonneau go to the backboards heavily. And Bork takes over. Icing is called on the Canadiens, and Carbonneau protests. And a face-off now to the right of Roy. 17-13 left in sudden death overtime, the first overtime period.
You want to put something on. You want to put an onus on something. Face-offs at sudden death overtime. Every one of them count all over the building. That's why Guy Carbonneau's so upset. Right here, Carbonneau. I don't believe Carbonneau ever gets to this. It goes up on the glass by the skates. His feet are off the ice. He thinks he touched it. Good call.
And a face-off now. Bob Sweeney and Guy Carbonneau to the right of Roy. Johnston and Burridge are on the wings with Talbot and Wesley.
Let's say hello to Eric Anderson back home, Little Ill Bruins trainer. Boys wanted to pick him up at the airport.
And the face-off one for Svoboda to Walter, checked by Wesley. Burridge trying to get a handle to it. In deep it goes to Johnston. He's hit. Carbonneau around to Walter. Walter can't clear it out. Big play, Sweeney to keep it in. Burridge and Green. Burridge in deep. Check. Haul down on the play. Puck loose. Burridge trying to get it. Green does. Green to Skrudland. And he's forced to clear it out. Checked by Telvin.
Bruins aggressively pinching their defense here, Fred.
Johnston drives it in. Bruins are looking for a shot in overtime, which is the first requisite. Puck cleared. Back for it, Gary Galley. Galley to Ray Bork. Up to Burridge. Burridge to Carpenter. He breaks. Over the line. The shot. The save. Oh, a drilling shot there. From 40 feet by Carpenter. That was headed to the left corner, and the glove save by Patrick Roy. Fans buzz about that. Chelios clears it to the Boston zone. Lemlin out. Drops it around the boards. Bork going for it. Trying to clear it out with Neufeld. Neufeld checked on the play. Fed back by Skrudland. The Bruins take over. Galley to Bork to Joyce. Shot in, tipped away by Roy. Good bid by Bobby Carpenter. And a fine glove save by Roy. Corson clears it out right in the stick of Wesley. And it's pounded back in by Wesley. 15:34. Oh, we've had 4.5 minutes play. The steal by Neely. Neely trying to cut in. And he's ridden off by Smith. Janney gets it back. Telvin, shot. Wide. Left point. Shot Wesley. Blocked. Canadiens. Chelios to Smith. Smith off on the left for Ludwig to Smith. The shot deflected wide. Bounces in front. And Lemlin able to stop it. And it's net dislodged. And a face-off call. And the fans boo Frazier. The net was not dislodged. He thought it was. Almost 5 minutes played. 2-2 to score. Sudden death overtime. Face-off will be in the Boston zone.
Here we have that face-off set up again. Intricate part of this game strategy at this point. Bobby Carpenter's shot, he just unloaded that. That took a walk. Not to see it all the way. John Piercy made a good point. The courage it takes for a goaltender to stay down on shots and face them, put his head in the area of an oncoming shot so he can handle his hands very quickly. Intricate part of goaltending.
The Bruins have had 3 well-balanced lines. They've played 2 superb games here, but Montreal scores. They're down by 2. Carbonneau a shot, a save by Lemlin. That was from 50 feet out. Bork almost checked, gets it out. It's picked up by Janney. Janney over the line, and a lead in. Bork can't reach it as Neely almost set him up, busting out right up the middle. Svoboda clears. They wave off the icing. Back for it, Ray Bork. Courtnall in front, forechecking. Up the middle to Neely. Neely swings one for Carter wide. Roy able to knock it away from behind the net. Up to Courtnall. Out to Carbonneau. Carbonneau on the wing. Sweeney was back checking all the way, and Telvin takes over. Telvin moves it off to Wesley. Wesley can't connect with Burridge. This will be icing. And those dreaded face-offs in your zone. And the face-off now down at the Boston end. 14-15 left in sudden death overtime. We'll go 20-minute spans. We're looking at Chris Chelios. The Canadiens have been an amazing story this year, playing defensive hockey.
No doubt about that.
And they could crank it up when they needed a goal. They could protect a one-goal lead. And Gilchrist, Brent Gilchrist, tied it up. He has not made an appearance in sudden death overtime. Skrudlin is out there with Lemieux and McPhee. Bob Sweeney on the draw with Brian Skrudlin. And he wins it for Telvin. Clears it out. Chelios drives it back in. Wesley on it. Wesley off for Telvin. Up the middle for Burridge. They break it out smartly. Burridge for Crowder. The shot wide. The long rebound. Sweeney after it. Sweeney looking for the hit. Takes it by Skrudlin, and Chelios works it out. Breaking McPhee. Ludwig open on the left. Ludwig hit on the boards. Puck jammed up. Ludwig looking for a face-off, and he gets it. In the Boston zone. And the face-off out to the right of Reggie Lemlin. The Boston Bruins, with an excellent system going in these two games, have played just marvelous hockey. And when they sagged a bit in the second period, Reggie Lemlin came through. Fine goaltender that he is.
The Bruins system that John Pearson mentioned is that they have one man protecting the line deep, standing there for the puck, get the play to him, or he can turn, take his man. That allows the Bruins defense to stand up.
Carpenter wins against Smith. Wins it for Galley. Terry O'Reilly and John Cuniff using 5 defensemen. Wing to wing, and it goes to Carpenter from Bourque over the line. Carpenter leaves it for Galley. Galley is broken up, though. Carpenter trying to get back on the play. Can't. Naslund breaks 2-on-1 with Keane. Centering pass knocked away. A magnificent play by Ray Bourque. Knocked for a 2-on-1, and indecisive was Naslund. And Ray Bourque able to tie it up. Carpenter fell down, and that created the 2-on-1. Naslund with Keane. What created the problem was for Naslund was Keane's the defensive forward. This is a face-off called icing against Boston.
Bobby Carpenter was caught. He made an excellent play to Gary Galley, who then Montreal forward, whoever it was, I think it was Keane, anticipated the play to Galley. Carpenter now has to make a turnaround dive. He was flat-footed in the oncoming Naslund. There's the slide. That takes the offense away. The time play goes across the crease, hits the leg, goes awry. Bobby Carpenter made a very heads-up play, got picked off. Just a little bit too much time. Showed it to the Montreal Canadiens too long. Gary Galley got poke check. Carpenter was stopped at that point. When it jumps away from you like that, in his enthusiasm to catch up to it, feet don't catch up to the brain. You want to get going, but they just don't catch it.
Face off to the right of Lemlin. 2-2 the score. Sudden death overtime. Ray Bourque helped to foil that opportunity for Naslund. Keane was wide open. You saw it there. Bourque went sprawling across, but Naslund couldn't get it to him. Courtnall gets it to Carbonneau. Carbonneau breaks with Walter. A backhander, and it's wide. A real test there. Chelios, a shot, deflects in, and a save. Courtnall with it. A shot, the save by Lemlin. 2 magnificent stops by Reggie Lemlin to save the day. That last one on Courtnall, who was lining it up for the winner. Back comes Courtnall again. The shot, the save, Lemlin. Oh, he looks so casual.
He is on
to win the game.
He is on the money, Reggie Lemlin.
Mr. Cool. And he cooled Courtnall. And he has cooled him at least 3 times tonight.
Possibly 4. Here's Courtnall coming in. He's got lots of time. Tease it up. There you go. Thank you. Right into the glove.
A little juggling act just to put a show on.
Little shake. Good night. Then he little tuck and rolls it out of the glove.
12:18 left, sudden death overtime. Face off in the Boston zone. Lemlin, some magnificent stops in overtime. He has been brilliant. There are up to 39 shots on him now. And one goal controversial, the other in a power play. With his back poked away, Crowder breaks it out. Right wing side. Crowder over the line. Checked on the play. Still holds it. Tried to set up Burridge, couldn't do it. And the Canadiens winding up, and out comes Skrudland. Center ice. Pops it in as the Boston defense all back there. Ray Bourque on it. Bourque up to Burridge. Burridge works it out, but he's checked on the play. And the Canadiens take over again. It's off for McPhee. McPhee stopped by Crowder, but it bounces to Lemieux. Lemieux, a shot deflected high by Galley around the boards. It is Bob Sweeney. Sweeney out for Bourque. Bourque with Burridge. A shot, a save, a rebound, and Chelios gets it. That's the rebound you wanted. A long shot by Bourque. Chelios covered the rebound well ahead of Bob Sweeney. And the Canadiens ice it. 2-2 the score. Sudden death overtime. Face off in the Canadian zone.
That was the rebound you were looking for. Bob Sweeney, of course, had to delay at the blue line. You're not going to ever get the speed to get in there. But Ray Bourque just drifted one at Patrick Roy. We're going to get to see it again here, I believe. Ray Bourque coming up to the blue line. Make sure to get the shot away. Just drills it. Patrick Roy, there you go. Off the blocker, jumped up in the air. Make sure the blocker stayed in control.
Carpenter on the faceoff now to the left of Roy against Carbonneau. Brickley is out there with Johnston, Talbot, and Wesley.
Carbonneau probably the best faceoff man for the Canadiens, and Carpenter for the Bruins.
Fought for, and Carbonneau pounces on it. Gets another faceoff.
Bobby Carpenter would like a piece of Peter Svoboda. Tough kid, Bobby Carpenter. Ryan Walter, excellent job that he's been doing defensively on Cam Neely, and Neely not out there this shift.
Carpenter and Carbonneau again. Telvin moving up, and Wesley wants a timeout to go over and get another stick. He hopes with a goal in it. It's been so long since he's wrapped one in. And he's testing a couple here, taking his time. 20 years old, acting very casually like a 10-year veteran, I believe. This one is down, back to Telvin. The Bruins win it. The shot, the save, Roy. That was on the corner. Carpenter fights to keep it in. Brickley checked behind the net. Poked up the boards. Keane battling Carpenter. And away comes Carbonneau. Carbonneau one-hands it to the Boston line to hit the official. The Bruins clear it out. Knocked back in. Carbonneau and Johnston entangled.
Johnson popped.
And this clear missed by Brickley, and it's going to go back for Svoboda, and icing called. And we have 9 minutes and 10 seconds played in sudden death overtime, so it's extended longer than what you might expect.
Yeah, the usual is somebody gets it on their first shift somehow.
Reggie Lemlin has something to do with that.
Yeah. The chances certainly came. Greg Johnson just smothers Guy Carbonneau. You can get away with that in overtime.
Smith is out there with Naslund and Keane, and the face-off to the left of Lemlin. Reggie in a conference with Milton, the linesman. Sudden death overtime. Chelios and Robinson, the Montreal defense. Frazier in a conference now with, well, there's some problem. The goal judge. Things got steamed up there on the.
Got some sprayed snow up on the ice, giving a little bit of a dirty windshield in front of him. I want to make no mistakes here. I want a clear view of this.
Frazier is.
Hopefully he's not the one that sees it goes in.
That's at the Bruins' end, defended by Lemlin. The puck down. Joyce clearing it out. No icing. And Robinson chased by Neufeld. Chelios gets it up for Keane. Keane broken up by Janney. Janney fell down. Joyce fights for it. Drops it back for Neufeld. Neufeld across for Galley. Shot! Oh, wide, and he steamed that. Did not miss by much. At center ice, covered by Bork. Bork lost it to Smith. Smith breaking on Bork. Over the line, along the line. Broken up, but the follow-up by Chelios, he has it. Pokes it in deep for Naslin. Naslin plays it behind the net. Janney there for Bork. Bork up to the open man, Joyce. Headmans it to Janney. Janney over the line. Check. Gives it to Joyce. Joyce checked on the play in deep. It is Neufeld trying to make the play. Neufeld in the corner battling with Joyce. They don't want to give it away, and they want to get an open man. And it's back to the point to Wesley. Screen shot! Save! Roy! That could have been it. With Neufeld cutting right in front. Good wrist shot by Wesley. Smith back. A lead for Richer. Richer in. Tries the backhand, and Lemlin broken up. Great play by Lemlin. The Bruins break it out. Sweeney, a lead for Burridge over the line. Sweeney hits for the net. In. It is a save. Burridge wheels around. Checked on the play. Lost it. And it is cleared out in desperation by Carbonell. Calvin knocks down the man trying to reach it. Richer and the fans wanted a penalty. Bruins coming close. Sweeney out with Burridge. Burridge, a good move. Snaps it in wide of Roy. Quick changes by both coaches. 9:05 left. Sudden death overtime. 2-2. Corson back. Allowed to penetrate. Janney forces him wide. He puts it across in front. It is collected by Richer. Wrapped in. Bork checking. Corson going for it. Bork gets it. Up for Neely. Neely able to clear it out as he's knocked down by Svoboda. Svoboda over the line to Richer. Doesn't see it. Bruins lose it. Corson started in, and he was in alone, and he puts the puck in the net. That's a little bit on the push side. The Bruins resent it. He was offside.
Shane Corson hot dogging it. I've seen that backfire before. He didn't see this. Watch Roy. This is what you call fortunate. At the last second, he picks it up, drops down, just got his arm on it. Trickled wide of an open side. Now when Richer wins this battle, he's got the speed. Lemlin's going to think poke check. You're not going to do this. Sends it up into the air. Big poke check by Lemlin.
The old pro knew what Richer had in mind.
That's all he could do. Had the post on you, kid. You're not going to beat me upstairs. You got to come across. Stick right there. Michael Talbot punched him in the mouth. On a stand-up, that would have been a penalty in any other building at any other time in the world.
The total shots are 39 Montreal, 28 for Boston. The difference coming in the second period when Montreal outshot Boston and outplayed the Bruins. The Bruins got the only goal. Walter against Brickley. Brickley is on with Carter and with Neely. And Wesley starts back. Wesley broken up by Chelios. Chelios to Courtnall. He's broken up. Driven back in by Brickley. Back for Chelios. 8:18 left. Around the boards, kept in, right point. Telvin, a wrist shot, high, blocked, loose. Bruins, Brickley, shot, blocked. Telvin keeps it in, right point, screen shot. Goes wide, rebound, Carter put it on the corner, blocked by Roy. Kept in by Wesley, broken up by Walter. Walter, a lead for Courtnall, broken up by Wesley. Now Chelios picks it up. Chelios breaks over the line alone. Holds his shot. Now gets it for Courtnall. A save. Lemlin puts it away. Batted in the air by Smith. Say no high stick. Smith's pass blocked. Kept in by Courtnall. Courtnall to Smith behind the net. Smith wheels in front. Walked out in front. Scored. And the Canadiens win 3-2. 7:46 left in the first overtime. And Smith's backhander on the 40th shot by the Montreal Canadiens, and they win again, and they haven't lost in the playoffs at all. But Smith was allowed to turn the net and come out in front unmolested for the winning goal.
I think the Bruins, what they wanted to do is to pick up McPhee in front of the net. He drew all the attention. Overloaded to one side. Bobby Smith gets to come out around the back of the net. Very fortunate. Nice move by Bobby Smith. Canadiens knock away with another one right here. Now you've got Brickley and Sweeney. Now you're going to have Telvins out there in front picking up McPhee. Nobody come in to pick up Bobby Smith. Tries the backhander, did nothing all night, gets himself a goal. Right there. Now when you got Smith behind the net, there's McPhee going to the net. Telvin took him, but no one takes Bobby Smith. Cam Neely was out at his point man. Just couldn't. He just too much ice to come in and cover it. Lemelin has to come out on Smith.
Bobby Smith, the winning scorer for the Montreal Canadiens in sudden death overtime. An assist will go to Courtnall, and the Canadiens lead the series.
Now the Bruins got to win 2-0.
And the final score, Montreal 3, Boston 2. Back in a moment.